The final word.
Yes, indeed. So obviously, I know everybody wanna have us a discussion.
No doubt.
Give me my thing.
Yup.
Ooh, man. Are we still the boys?
Oh, we still the boys.
Man, yeah.
We still them boys.
Man, James went scorched earth though.
Hey, that's what I told boss.
I was shocked.
He said
Shocked.
it was in my mind.
The final word.
Yeah, I said a whole bunch of F-bombs. I had to apologize before I went live.
So what's the gist of what you was saying, man? You got to give us the 2-minute version, bro.
Yeah, give us the PG-13 version, man.
Give you the
Clean copy,
PG-13
Walmart
version? Okay, I got you. It was basically just like, y'all was talking all that trash. Y'all was running in y'all mouths. We doing this for Trevin. Y'all was on Bart Scott. You feel me? Y'all was talking all that noise to come in and lay that egg like that. Y'all took these dudes lightly. Y'all still was on that we the Cowboys, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the energy. I didn't like nobody was on the sidelines yelling at nobody. Nobody was talking. It was just like they just was just on the sidelines like, I don't know, dog. It frustrated me to see them come out and play like that, especially when you just had Diggs go out and y'all were saying, oh, this is for Diggs. We're going to go hard for you, Diggs. You feel me? Oh, Bart Scott, everybody, he talking trash. We coming hard. And to come like that, and I felt it was a little hero ball in that game, too, from Michael Parsons, too.
But hey, he got his, he got his stat lines for your mind.
Yeah, he got his stat line in that second half, but you feel me?
Yeah. Hey, and this is another thing. When we criticize the players, we're not directly talking at them, because a lot of people like to take what we saying and then just hold that for the rest of that player's career. Nah, it's good to talk about the player, whether it's the quarterback or the defensive back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I said a whole bunch of names.
Yeah, you
LVE,
said names.
Ramon Clark, Terrence Steele, stopped doing them daggone false starts. You got 3 of them already. You feel me?
He had a few in practice too when we was out there watching it. Is right, boss.
Yeah. And
Big, I got a question real quick.
Yo. What up? I ain't ran away. I'm still on.
Okay.
Yeah, that ain't changed.
One more question. Is he back?
Nah, I'm done with that too. You feel me? We still rolling. I ain't tripping on that. We still good. I ain't changed from my. Guys got to tighten up.
Every now and then, you got to speak real. You got to speak.
Yeah,
the kids got to get their ass whooped. Yeah,
guys got to tighten up though. You feel me? Guys got to tighten up.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's So
that's the one element that we don't have though, the fear of God. You know what I'm saying? From the coaching staff on this team, that's the only thing we missing. In my opinion, I could be 1,000% wrong, but I just don't see it. Now, Mike McCarthy did fuss at Dak a little bit, but I need to see more.
Why Mike McCarthy gonna fuss at him? He need to fuss at himself.
Wait.
Yeah.
Because he was the one that was like, oh, in hindsight, we probably should have been more aggressive on first and second down. Oh, man, dog. Okay, so you knew that and you didn't do it? So that means you were coaching scary. See, when we beating up these Jets and we beating up Giants, we got Deuce Vaughn, we got Vontae Turpin in the backfield. We doing all kind of hookah-booka. But as soon as it get tight and close, now all of a sudden, we want to run straight up the middle. Okay, we was talking about Kellen Moore doing that. Now, what was going on against Arizona, though?
Ooh, wait, we got to start the
James, we can't wait for this fire, man. This is just supposed to be the preview.
I just wanna run it up. Can we check or something? I've been really in the field, let up, I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up. Yeah. Count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Revenue. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and them. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Give him the horn starting off. Come on, big game. Give him the top. Boss, go ahead. Lead off with it. Come on.
I think I'm gonna come big down, man. I have a good
Come on, man. I want that
so.
fire, though. And then calm them down.
Here's the good thing about it. It won't be no cussing like it was on Sunday night. It won't be no cussing because it was a whole bunch of that. But once again, how many times we lost to a rookie coach? How many rookie coaches have we lost to, dog? I thought that was over with Jason Garrett. I thought we had moved past rookie coaches coming in and whooping us. For real, Gannon, bro. Gannon, he beat us. And if you look at how they played us, they schemed us perfectly. Do you understand that they were scheming us offensively and defensively? And that's a rookie coach. You came in there just swinging your chest. And when I heard Mike McCarthy, and I ain't giving up, I haven't given up on you, Mike McCarthy. I have not given up on you. But when I hear you in the press conference talking about, oh, well, yeah, that's on me. We should have been more aggressive on first and second down. Should have threw the ball more. Man, hold up, dog. Didn't you say that? What were we complaining about with Kellen Moore? Running up the middle on first down. Running up the middle on second down. Why was he doing that then? We keep on getting on Kellen Moore about doing that, but you did it too. And you're talking about you're going to coach this game a different way, right? I didn't see it. One thing I've seen is Mike McCarthy gets conservative in them big games. We've seen it, especially when it gets near that red zone. I remember that championship game against Green Bay and Seattle. He had like 3 trips inside that damn 5-yard line, and they couldn't score a damn touchdown because he started getting close to the vest. He started getting tight to the vest, handing the ball straight up the middle. Bro, is that what we're going to start doing again? You had Deuce Vaughn, right? You had Turpin in the Giants and Jets game. You throwing them all out there. We see all kind of Deuce Vaughn, didn't we, y'all? Deuce Vaughn everywhere. We see Kevontae Turpin. Now all of a sudden you get a team that smack you in the mouth. Now all of a sudden you're going to pull it close to the vest and start getting conservative. I hope that's not the mantra for the rest of the year. And he sat there and said, you know what? That's my fault. Even on the young players, he said, in hindsight, we should have prepared the young players more. Okay, now I don't like hearing that. You should have prepared these young players more. I don't like hearing that from my coach. I don't like hearing that we should have been more aggressive on first and second down. We should have threw the ball more. If he's saying that to us now, Law and Boss, wasn't it saying it in your brain in the game?
Yeah, I just got 2 pushbacks on this, bro. And,
I'm ready.
All right. So
wait.
First and foremost,
that boy ready to fight.
No, I ain't ready to fight. I just want to hear.
Wait a minute.
Damn.
All right, so
I'm
off the top ropes already, I would say this, and I know, Big Game James, this is going to sound like bevies of excuses, but this was the first time ever this front 5 played together, ever, right? And Terrence Steele was the only guy who played the previous 2 games. So I'm thinking that what they did with the playbook, they did sliced it in half. Granted, Tyler Smith was a guy that was a starter last year, but this was his first game. I don't think that he played any games in preseason. And the biggest eye-opener to me and to most of people we didn't foresee Chuma Edoga playing at left tackle. I didn't see him do it last year. I didn't see him do it the previous year before that. And we didn't see that much of him playing at left tackle, even during preseason or the offseason. So he did a serviceable job, don't get me wrong. I know I heard your rant about Tony Pollard running for 122 yards or such. But the easiest thing for young offensive linemen to do is to run, right? Is to be in run protection or run blocking schemes or what have you, opposed to passing. Dak Prescott had very happy feet in this game. He wasn't allowed to set up and make the proper read and throw in the red zone. And yes, there were 35 points on the board or 28 points on the board because we went there in the red zone and we was 1 for 5. So I will give you that. But let me ask you this. Who coached a worse game plan? Mike McCarthy or Dan Quinn?
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn.
And he was only missing one player.
And let me say this. Let me just say this, Law, to your point with that. And me and Boss have talked about this last year, Boss. Remember when we talked about this last year when you trying to get cute? Dan Quinn, you getting cute with that, trying to get all these sacks, and you want to keep on. Okay, let's just keep it real. Okay, Micah did his thing moving around. Stop putting him in the middle, bruh. Okay, stop it. Stop doing that, in my opinion, because it's taking away his effectiveness. Because when he gets crunched in that middle, dog, that's taken away from him. When you're moving him around, coming him off the edge, he was, dog, did y'all see he was putting him down on the line of scrimmage? Like at a 3-tech? Are you serious? That is not going to work. You're hurting his effectiveness. He's 250 pounds. He's got both his hands on the ground like he's a 3-tech. That's not going to work. You're being too cute. You're taking away your best player from doing what he does best, right?
Right.
And I feel like that's what he did. How many times did I see Gallimore and Osa in the middle on these rundowns? Where is Jonathan Hankins and where is Mozzie? That's why y'all got them, to stop the run. But you're putting Gallimore in there. Gallimore was getting pushed back again. And I love Osa. But if you watch that game, Osa was getting handled one-on-one, dog.
Yeah.
And too many times we talk about stopping the run. What'd you get Mozzie for then?
Well, big game. Most of the runs were on the outside, right? If we're going to be fair to the interior, they did their jobs. I think that we played a lot of hero ball, and there was a lot of assignments. And of course, with LVE, he was slow. He's the only brother that I know that's operating on CPT. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's just what it is. He's on CPT time. Of course, there were some opportunities out there for Curse. He didn't do his job out there on the edge. Our edge, we got no edge control, in my opinion. And I think that this starts with this guy that wears number 55, who's supposed to direct and go with the flow of the operation. Now, when Parsons, Boss, let me know. What would be the best way to attack this outside zone and this RPO stuff?
Perfect question, because you said it at the perfect time. I don't know how the hell you did that, but it's coming up right now. So right here, you go see that containment discipline. Man, Law, your time, like, watch this. I'm going to show y'all something. Not y'all, but people that's watching. Look at the right side with Donovan Wilson and Curse. They are matched up against the 12 personnel tight ends who are on the left side. The receivers are on the right, okay? So I played on the outside. When you play on the outside like that, you are the ultimate containment where you're supposed to funnel everything inside. You're supposed to keep your outside arm always free because you're always funneling, and you have to trust the other guys to fill that alley. Okay, so when we look at this play to answer your question, first thing that happened is Micah Parsons right there on that RPO should have broke down. If he break down, the way that you play that on the defensive side, you have to play with what's called your eyes. You have to see the run action and stop. Wait for the quarterback to make a decision, either handing the ball off, where then you go for the running back, or if he try to release out, then that's when you make the sack. So right here, Michael Parsons was wild. I'm just keeping it real. He was wild. He didn't play with his eyes. So when you don't play with your eyes, this not that play. It's coming up next. But when you don't play with your eyes and you don't break down to read that play, they're going to get outside of you. So you had 2 containment issues. The containment issue by Michael Parsons. Then it was a containment issue by Donovan Wilson. As you can see, he's inside. And you get the big run. So it wasn't even those guys, in my opinion, from breaking this film down, looking at this from a defensive perspective, it was not at all. And I'm just keeping it real. Their effort was good. They was out of position, bad assignment, linebackers in the wrong gaps. LVE was reacting extra slow. Like he was like, bro, I just got to keep it real, bro. Shit. Like, bro,
God, dang.
What about Damone Clark though?
He was out of position too.
Yeah, out of position.
Let's talk about Damone Clark.
Boss and Big Game James.
Talk about both. Because you know what
if
I'm
I do this,
say?
Big Game James, if I do this, and I'm telling you go here, and if I line you there, and if I'm not sliding to get to the weak side or to the strong side as the linebacker, then I'm at fault because I'm leading my troops the wrong way, and somebody need to tell him that. On top of that, the best way I want Parsons to do this, because he's doing a lot of talking, but somebody go into this room and say, when we play the running quarterback, hit the quarterback every time.
That's the way to handle
Jones should say, hey, I got you on the fine if they do that, because that would have shut that down. If he say, if y'all going to do all of this zone stuff, because they teach you 2 ways to do this. Boss, you can let me know, Big Game James. I know you taught your students the same way. Attack the mesh point, or blow the quarterback up.
Yep.
Blow the quarterback up.
Those are 2 ways to handle the RPO. Yep. Those are the 2 ways.
Now here's the thing. The thing that you're talking about, Law, is true, because remember when we played Philly the first time, he did the same damn thing.
Yep.
He kept going for that play, and they kept killing him. And then finally in the third quarter, he started stopping.
Yep.
He started stopping and waiting, and we saw the effectiveness. Once again, that was a hero ball move, in my opinion. At the first play of the game, you wanted to come off and make a big play instead of staying disciplined.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then, just like you said, Boss, with Donovan Wilson, you're always supposed to stay on that outside and funnel inside. Why are you peeking inside? Why are you peeking inside like that? Watch right here. Lee broke all the way in there.
Broke it.
Come on, dog. What is that?
He in there.
What is that?
Yeah, you ain't never
then got engaged on the block.
You ain't
come back.
I'm telling you,
boss?
that never supposed to happen.
Never.
I'm telling you. And I can point out some more stuff, bro.
Hey,
and Ron Curtis
and I'm gonna say this too. And somebody pointed it out, and I forgot his name, but I think it was Okoye. Wanye would never. You see what I'm saying?
No.
So we got to figure that part out too, the political aspect of it. Now, granted, Dono's my dog, man. You know, I like seeing him out there, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying? So they should have slowly integrated him into this game to get his feet ready, because he looked like he was a tick slower. Jordan Lewis still, to me, Big Game James and Boss, he's a tick slower. He got concrete feet out there. So you can't have guys playing against the Cards. It seems as if though all of their guys are shifty, short area quickness guys. You can't do that because they very quick. Even Joshua Dobbs is very quick too. And you can't have slow-footed people who's trying to play hero ball out there on the field. It's embarrassing. Those boys average on the ground 7.5 yards per toe. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Go ahead.
They had 182 yards in the first half.
And most of it was big plays. And then the worst part is most of those gash and runs, they was untouched. Which is that's clear that was assignment football. It wasn't them making people miss and making plays. Like, you able to get a clean running lane when the defensive out of position. Now, let me show you another one that's horrible. And this is just
they said, Boss, if you can, bro, they said, can you raise your volume up just a little bit?
Okay, here we go. What about now? Is that a little bit better?
Mic check. Y'all give him a thumbs up if it's perfect.
All right. So containment discipline. I'm gonna show you a couple of these, man. But containment discipline. This play was over before it started. Again,
that's Donovan Wilson again, though.
Yeah,
that's Donovan Wilson again.
Yeah, it was
peeking. Watch what he did.
Yeah,
rewind it, boss.
Peeking, and this is the worst angle because you see it. It's over before it starts.
Right. Watch.
You supposed to hold that outside containment. That's why they able to easily get in his way. He's untouched. He not touched, bro. Big, you could have ran that in, bro.
Dog. And that's the lost point is it's a little bit some politics going on, maybe from Dan Quinn, and I hope you don't get political, Dan. I love you, dog. Don't be political, Dan, because right now you just threw Donovan Wilson in there because that's your guy, the contract, right? Let's keep, I'm just coming from me. Didn't he just sign the big contract? So he can't be on the bench, right?
True.
Am I right, y'all? So we got to let him back right in because he signed a big deal. Donovan means this and that. But has Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell been playing with their hair on fire? He got no snaps. Marquise Bell only got 9. Donovan Wilson came in there playing atrocious. I don't care. He played atrocious. And J-Ron Curse didn't play that much better. Just like you said, that big run by Moore that ran straight up the middle, J-Ron Curse took the most horrible angle in the whole damn world.
And that play was more so on LVE, man. He was so
true,
late, bro.
But he's
late as hell on that.
You're right, he was late as hell, boss. But show that play that if he would have took the better angle, though, you could have made a stop on that
the more play.
Yes.
I know what that play is. Give me a second. Let me pull it up.
Shout out to the OC. He just made it in the building. OC?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
What's up, big dog?
Man? Just picking at this scab right here, OC, and then this is gonna be our last day touching on it. That's why we just go ahead and picking at it for one more time.
Yeah, man, I understand, and it's noteworthy too because there's a lot of things that can be taken from this game and improved upon by the Cowboys. So, you guys are talking about the defense, and just the reality of it is that, in many of these plays, man, the Cowboys they got out physical. B, poor angles, and then C, gap integrity wasn't really good, man, especially with the safeties on the back end.
When you get finished,
can I rate them?
Rank them. Like, in what order do you? I didn't mean to cut you off too. I'm just trying to give some perspective to what you said, and I'm trying to see if we seen it the same as well with a pop quiz to you.
Yeah.
How would you rank the order of the defense in terms of breakdown from what you just said? That breakdown, and I give you mine.
Okay, cool. I'll give you mine just because we hadn't talked about this, so just it's pure.
It's pure.
I think the first thing with the Dallas Cowboys, is the defensive line, and they got knocked out of gaps, and it was a decent amount of physical defeats if you look at that film. So that's one, okay, in that order. 1, 2. You got linebackers that are reacting late to the ball. They're overrunning plays, Clark in particular, things of that nature. So that will be 2, right? And then 3 would be when you got Curse in particular up in the box, like on this play, he loses contain, right? He plays with no leverage.
That was Wilson.
No. On the line of scrimmage was Curse. On the line of scrimmage, outside number 1.
Was supposed to be on Wilson.
Outside, man.
Yeah, I understand. I understand, but look, right here, he gets pinned in. Number 1 gets pinned in. He's supposed to be fighting across the face of that blocker.
No,
technically speaking, right?
Okay, so let's fight this out just a little bit.
Yeah. Because I disagree with you too, OC. But go ahead.
From an assessment standpoint.
Okay, go ahead.
Donovan Wilson, if he stays outside, what he's supposed to do is try to make him run back inside to his help. Now it was a double on Curse, and he just didn't have the weight. He doesn't have the weight, and this is something to be said about them puny linebackers too. Like just keeping it real. We keeping it real.
They exposed it.
Because remember what Mike said. He said if I was a team, I would get a big old nasty H-back and I would splatter them dudes. You remember he said that? He said, this is how I would attack the modern NFL. And we looked at it. Where you looking at Curse, I ain't mean to cut you off, OC, but just looking at, now, a normal bulky linebacker, even with a double, is going to fight through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Both of you.
So let me
go jump in right quick, because I'm gonna ask this.
Okay, rewind the play, okay, and let me just break this down. He doesn't have the outside of outside contains, but okay, pause it right here. All right, so pause it. Go back to the top and pause it. So the C gap here is outside of the left tackle, okay. Now Curse is in the D gap. He's outside of the tight end and between what we would call in this situation kind of like your stacked H, okay, which is 86, I believe, if I'm reading this number correct. So first of all, notice the fact that Curse does not move. He's already blocked by 87. You got to play with some hands and some leverage to maintain that gap. And as the gap widens, you need to fight across the face of 86. Yes, technically you're right, Boss Cowboy, in the sense that Wilson has to contain. But the issue with Wilson on this play is that he gets fooled by the ball fake going opposite right. So he shoots down inside. When Dobbs pulls it, we've lost contain.
Yep.
So if you have Curse at least fighting through that D gap and trying to fight across the face of 86, you still can create a cutback into the C gap, which is ideally what you want, versus giving him the sideline on the RP on the stick and go, right? On the fake and go. So now, because of how it's played by both of these guys, and it's a combination of errors here, now you totally lose contain. And so that's the third level, my last point, and I'll give it back to you guys, is that you have poor angles and bad recognition on the back end of the defense, and they're delayed or they're taking bad angles on run support. And that's a coaching and a technical thing.
Okay, so I'm glad that you mentioned coaching and the technical thing. Now, me and Boss, and Big Game James, we know that there's field side, boundary side. We know that there's strong side, weak side. If you go back to that play, and if you just look at the numbers and the alignment that you were just talking about, let me know which side was strong side and how do we align up on that.
All right, if you're going back to that play, cool. I'll let Boss Cowboy run it back.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Boss. You got it.
Well, the strength.
You can identify the strength. That's
Yeah, the tight ends. The tight ends gave away the strength. And
so
the strength is left.
Go ahead, break it down. Boss, break it down.
Yeah.
Well, the strength is left, and so what you have here is an overload. Okay, You got two tight ends. We consider this an overload. You also got the running back. He's aligned to the left. So the declared strength in this play would be the left side of the line. The weak side in this case would be the right side. And so, so that's strength. If you're talking about the strength of the formation.
Yeah. Yep. And
so here's my question.
3 breakdowns on this play.
Here's my question though. Okay, we have already identified the strong side on this particular play with your two linebackers. Is your linebacker in Damone Clark? Is he supposed to stay up top, keeping that backside, watching that backside, and LVE comes downhill right here? Because when you run that play, there was still a hole right there. Even if a Donovan Wilson right here stays on the outside, look where he can run straight up the middle.
Yeah, it's two linebackers out.
Well, you see what happened, Big.
The linebackers out of place right here.
Clark had no ability to commit right there. Clark supposed to be slow until he over pursued, but keep going.
Yeah, he over pursued.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Didn't Clark over pursue that play? Go ahead.
Yeah, and Damone Clark didn't over pursue. He didn't identify the ball carrier. Yep. He went for the ball fake.
Yep.
Right.
He went for the ball fake, and he got completely out of position. Okay,
yep,
so it wasn't even over pursued on this. He went for the ball fake, and he didn't react to fill that cavernous gap that we're looking at right now between the tackle and the tight ends, right? And so what happens with LVE? LVE is completely lost in the sauce. He's stepping up, no identification of the ball whatsoever, and then he gets blocked. Then he gets blocked, right? And he has no ability to chase backside or do nothing.
And
So
and
let
then
me
you know
ask
Dobbs
this.
is out the gate.
And this one thing.
Let me ask
to
this.
Your point, real
So
quick,
do y'all think Donovan Wilson saw Clark react to that quickly, and then that's why he went inside instead of
be.
saying gap
Hero
containment
ball.
because he
which
saw
is what you
hero
still
ball.
not supposed to do. You still
Right,
you trying
right.
to
So
help
that's
people.
hero ball, right?
Yep, that's hero ball.
Hero
All
ball
day.
on Micah Parsons because Micah Parsons was supposed to stay disciplined from the very rip, because it's not like we didn't play Joshua Dobbs last year with the Tennessee Titans. We knew he could run the ball because we played him last year.
Yep.
So we knew that he could identify, and they should have known from the last few games that he can run the ball and they can make those plays. So to me, what got us in trouble last year, right, fellas, was hero ball.
Yep.
And here in this game, in my opinion, guys were trying to make too many big plays instead of playing discipline, and that's what killed us.
Do your job. This is a perfect example of do your job. And then this is another thing I just want to show to everybody that's watching this. Whenever you see two linebackers in the same gap, somebody got it wrong.
So right.
You
Right.
ain't even got to understand like all the details to just know whenever this happens right here and they in the same spot, somebody got it wrong.
Yeah.
You know? And that's obviously Clark, just being honest. So it's 4 people that was out of position on this play. 4. More so 3, but I'm going to say 4. Curse couldn't fight through the tight end to close that gap that the OC talked about. Donovan Wilson did not keep containment. Clark got fooled with his eyes, and Michael Parsons didn't break down and let the man out. 4 people made a mistake on this one play.
Yep. And they would have called it right if Dobbs gave the ball to the running back, though. You know.
Yeah.
And every time you guys see these big plays, I look back, my guy D-Law is in perfect position to seal off the run. Like Parsons didn't even have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
He didn't have to do that because
the
Law was
way
already there.
Lawrence was coming off the edge, he could have funneled him right to where LVE was. And if Clark would have stayed in his spot, everything would have been stopped. But like I said, it was a bunch of hero ball late reactions. Y'all talk about LVE, and yes, LVE pissed me off. But Damone Clark, I keep looking at him because he's not being physical enough. It just looks like he's just waiting. You're supposed to be coming down here. Are you waiting for the offensive lineman to come to you?
Yeah.
You're
I
waiting for that contact, man.
I gotta say this. If I don't say nothing else about this D, I gotta say one thing, bro. If I'm gonna be consistent, I've always said something that I want everybody to remember.
And remember,
When you see a player playing bad, blame the player. When you see a group playing bad, blame the coach. For real, bro. That linebacker group.
who's our linebacker coach, man?
Yeah,
Man,
who is our linebacker?
I forgot his name, man. It's I know him by face.
Is he new?
No. He came from Mike McCarthy, Green Bay.
He definitely ain't George Edwards.
Oh, yeah. Is that Scott Tolzien or something
I
like
think
that?
so, the white guy. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, Scott
Tolzien is
Tolzien,
the
yeah.
quarterback guy, right?
Yeah.
No.
Quarterback coach.
Yeah.
Somebody help
No,
us out
no.
in the chat.
Them line,
No, I don't think.
And I'm gonna say this too. That's why I asked OC to rank it. If I was to rank what
Scott
I saw,
McCurley is what they
Scott
saying. in
McCurley,
the
that's
chat.
him.
Scott McCurley.
Scott
Scott
McCurley.
McCurley.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's him.
Yeah.
Scott
And he was
McCurley.
he's been with him the whole time.
Everybody, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If this pattern continue, we need to get him up out of here, man. We need
Yeah,
to get a
for
new
real.
voice up in here. I'm not bullshit. I'm serious.
Yes.
Like for real. Like listen, this was bad, and this I'm gonna rank it. If I ranked it, this is what I would say I saw more than anything. I saw alignment issues, discipline issues, and reading issues, mostly by linebackers. I felt like our D tackles held up pretty good. I know they lost some, but the people who caused them big chunk plays was them linebackers, man. It was, and I stand on that, bro. I don't watch this tape three times.
Yeah, you can definitely
and-
stand on that.
and broke it down. Like, bro, I looked at them big chunk plays, and I'm like, bro, that's not on the D line. Most of them, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they lost some, but no, they did what they normally was doing. Them linebackers was way off. And we all need to keep our eyes on that, especially if we talking about we trying to win a championship. Like, nobody go get no pass. So these are the things that I got my eyes on going forward very aggressively. LVE, because I always do a show on Tuesday called Competition Tuesday. I ain't did it in a while, but we need to have a talk about some competition in that linebacker room. And I think it's some time to start talking about Harper right now, like for real. Like now, the conversation, not just they played bad, who can make it better? It's time for some solutions. You know what I'm saying? Who can? I want to have that conversation. Can we go around the circle and have that conversation real quick?
We can definitely have that conversation.
Let's talk about some solutions, though, man. I'm all down for that.
I mean, you've been glowingly on Harper from A1 day one, boss. And the thing that we liked about Harper, right? We saw it in the preseason, was his ability to be around the ball.
Yep.
He was always around the ball,
plays.
and he's physical. That's the key. LVE is not physical.
Nope.
And he's never been physical. 6'4", 256 pounds. That was his knock. He's never been a physical linebacker. And when you were watching him again, he was hesitating, waiting, and it was almost like him and Clark were waiting for the running back or the carrier to get past them, and then they're tackling from on the side and grabbing them. They're not meeting them head on. They weren't even meeting the blockers head on. They were waiting for the blockers to come to them. They're sitting there waiting for the blockers. You can't do that as a linebacker, can you?
No, you
that's
can't
not what
wait.
you do.
You got to. They
got
do
to
say
attack.
slow until you know, and then once you know, you beat your feet. Slow feet don't eat. So you got all of that. And also, I just picked up the Cowboys.com, and Darian Thompson is the other linebackers coach who's grooming to be the next linebackers deal in charge there. So Darian Thompson is the guy who's calling the plays according to the information that I just received from the Cowboys.com.
Good information. What's your thoughts on competition, OC?
Yeah, man, I think that, competition is always healthy, and I think this defense was built upon that. I think that, Harper is, from everything I've seen, he's a guy that's around the ball, plays with a high IQ, and has a good amount of size. I think that also Marquise Bell is a guy that's probably at this point earned some more reps. I think he's played very well the first part of his season in terms of reading and recognizing, having great feet quickness, awareness, getting to the ball quick. I just don't think at this point, and this is no shade, okay, at LVE for the LVE lovers. I just think LVE at this point is kind of a backup, rotational type guy. He's a depth guy. I don't think he's a guy versus teams with speed or any type of lateral agility players that he's going to be your guy. That's what I think. I think Damone Clark is another conversation. I think he didn't play as well this game. He did make plays the first couple of weeks. I think Clark needs to study more. Yep. What I'm seeing is that he has all the athletic ability and speed in the world, but he's relied on that, right? At LSU, that 4.4 and just him being a freak athlete. But on this level, he got to put more time in that playbook and of the opponent, and then he's going to get what's called a pre-snap read. Yeah. He's going to understand alignment and scenarios, say, okay, this is what they run it, and that's what he needs to take his game to the next level. But he's young in his career. I give him a little bit more grace. LVE, I think you can do a little bit better.
Yeah, it's time. Honestly, Cowboy Nation, I'm going to start telling y'all right now. I'm going to tell y'all something, I'm going to prove it later. Your voice extremely matter. Use it. I'm going to show y'all that Jake Tuck started 2 national conversations from Twitter. Okay, I'm gonna show you that, and it's important because when we start talking about competition, it's up to the nation to push that out there. It's up to the nation to get that conversation going because they listening. They're listening, and if we can get this going, because see, I can also tell you what's going on. It's a whole lot of, but LVE's the leader, boss. He's the leader. I can't do that to the leader. Hey, listen.
Well, boss, I'm gonna say something, not to cut you off, but this is important because that point, to a degree, could be true. The only thing that would keep LVE on the field, okay, is that he understands the calls, the checks, and the defense better than these other linebackers. And if these guys are not operating, I'm saying that's the only thing, boss. But if these guys are messing up checks or not aligning right when Dan puts stuff in, that would be the thing that would keep LVE out there, man. Irrespective of him not having all the physical attributes, because he's quote unquote the guy that will be in the right place most of the time. And coaches do pay attention to that.
Yeah, he's in the right place, and we're a long way from Ken Norton's, right, of the worlds, and even when Ken Norton went to the Niners, wherever he went off to, we're a long way from the Robert Jones, the linebacker that's in the middle that controls the flow of the game and just feed off of where this defensive front is at. And when we looked at the scouting tape of LVE, like what my guy Boss alluded to, is that this dude is a coverage linebacker. He's hook to flat, he's in the middle of the field, and he clogging up passing lanes. He's not a north guy that can get upfield and turn his hips quick enough to make and rally for the tackle there. So I think what he was, most people saw him as a biggish safety. So it's one of those things, man, whereas you're gonna have to have the elusiveness, slide off of you guys and come down and field, and you just not gonna get that, So when we play teams like
everybody terrible.
If that's Fred Warner,
but LV.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Right. If that's Fred Warner, that's decapitation. If that's that kid from
because look right here. Look right here. Bam! Milano, you should already made that play. Yeah, you should have made that play damn near in the back.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Speed matters, y'all. Speed matters. He the leader. Yeah. Man, if you don't know, bro.
Well, here's the thing. And look, here's the thing. Boss Cowboy showing his play, and it's really powerful that he keeps rewinding this, because he did say that Damone Clark last year elevated LV's play after he came back and he played well with a neck injury. Then LV came back and was playing very spirited. At the end of the day, when you at a linebacker position, you got to want to hit people. Right here, that's a lack of want to. Yep. You're right there, homie. That's a kill shot. That's a kill shot. You should flatten that dude like a pancake. You should flatten him like a pancake.
Can I ask a question, though?
You should have killed him right there.
Can I ask a question?
Man.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So look, roll that play back again.
We ain't even start talking about the red zone yet. Ooh.
Right.
All right.
Somebody say, "Hey, what about that?"
Now you see Mozzie, and are they crashing down right there? And that's when them linebackers are supposed to attack instantly, because you got Parsons and Mozzie crashing down. Because look how they come off the line.
They did look like they stunned it. Yep. You can see it. Everybody
so
did.
Michael
too. Yeah, that's you right, Big.
So once they're doing that, those linebackers will automatically come down and fill that hole right there immediately if they're crashing down like that.
Correct. They got scrape. They got to scrape on the slant. Opposite, you got to scrape over the top. So they should be scraping. Forget the ball fake.
Right. Yeah, because everybody's stunning. You right, Big. Good observation.
You should be scraping. But listen, guys, and I'm gonna have some more content coming out about this in detail this week. But on this particular play, man, great freaking call by Arizona. Okay, great call, man. They called him slanty. They understood that they was going to get these guys leverage to where they could get a body on a body pretty much, and they got out the gate, man. So some of this is play calling on Arizona's part as well, man, in addition to the mistakes that we made on our side.
I would say it's more so us, though.
That's our fault, because that's me saying that the Cardinals, I didn't mean to cut you off, boss. That's me telling the Cardinals. When I see this play right here, that's saying the Cardinals are saying we're more physical. We know we're more physical than y'all. That's why we can run this play. We know we're more physical.
Correct.
Because look at it. Because look where, I know LV was bad, but look at Damone Clark on that play. That tight end got up on you and just totally took you out the picture. First of all, right here. What are you waiting on?
Yeah, man.
But listen, though, too, schematically speaking, and listen, and I'll just share this one tidbit. I'll stop. When you face an attack style defense, right, you down block and trap, you run zones, you do things like that to try to negate them, make them wrong. And the Cardinals did a pretty good job of that, man. They did a pretty good job in terms of the craft and the design of some of these plays, man, to take advantage of. Look at that. That is a pin a pin and bull, man, or a pin and step around.
But
down blocks.
But to fight you a little bit, it makes it 10,000 easy to pin you when you lined up inside. Like Donovan Wilson, the alignment itself killed his play. Yes, you go pin me.
100%.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. In my opinion, yes, they did have some good play calls, but we shot ourselves. You know what I mean? Like for instance, even that play with LVE that we keep showing, right? That play should have been at most a 6-yard gain. You know what I mean? We the ones that allowed it to be a 30 burger. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. Like, so I agree with you, OC. I'm just pushing back just a little bit that it was mostly us. Mostly. Like, but I also want to speak to the positive side.
Right.
Because it is something positive about this. It's not all negative. The positive side is when you get done by a team that had no stars, they was just disciplined, right? And they ran their game plan, it's a wake up. It could be a wake up. I'm not going to say that it woke them up. I need to see that you woke up first. But this type of game should wake you up, because this type of film should make everybody say, okay, we got to not rely so much on just our athleticism. We got to be where we're supposed to be too. You know what I mean? So that's the positive side about this, you know, but we also got to be honest though. You know, we just got to be honest on it. Can we talk about the red zone? Because I got an opinion about that. Honestly, my opinion is I think we panicked.
Just a little bit, boss. Just a little bit, not too much.
I ain't gonna get into it too much. I know you got a film coming out.
I gotta get his reactions on what I said when I first started. But go ahead, talk about it.
Yeah, no, you can start off the red zone conversation.
Okay, so speaking of red zone opportunities, OC, I said the game this past weekend, that was the first time all 5 of those guys played on the field.
Yeah.
The very first time. Terrence Steele was the only guy that played the previous 2 games at that spot. Everybody else played at a new spot for this season. And I think that the front 5 is the only position that all guys must be on the same page. You can't have a guy that's off rhythm. Now, granted, the run game did look good because that's the easiest thing to transition into is run blocking. So can you tell me or break it down of the difficulties of Tyron Smith saying, hey, I can't go 30 minutes into the game. And, you know, before the game kickoff, he had on all of his pads. So Mike McCarthy said he had to ditch and slice the playbook in half because of that. Can you break that down on how that could have affected the red zone situation?
So great point. Great point, Law. It definitely affects your offense when you have 3 backup offensive linemen in. You got a right guard, a center, and then a left tackle. And so what you'll see, you know, and I'm sure you guys have seen as you watch the film, you see some physical defeats, man. You see some key points to where we could have made some plays and it was physical defeats. All right. And so that happens when you don't have your best lineman in. So that's A. 2 is this. You got Chuma playing left tackle, and no way in God's green earth should he be playing left tackle over Tyler Smith. Because of this right there. Because of that right there.
Dak almost killed.
There's no way. And he got Dak killed almost several times in this game. Yep. So when you talk about slicing the playbook in half, because these things happen in the first half of the game, this is what causes you. This right here, that makes you slice the playbook in half. That. Because when you can't protect backside, all of a sudden we got to throw laterally quick. We got to throw hooks. We got to throw flats. We got to do check downs, or we Dak Prescott, and we got to just run for our life. That's what causes your playbook to get sliced in half more than anything else. And so, man, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the silver lining was that the Cowboys competed when they had 3 backup linemen, and that we had the depth to look decent, right, or to look almost solid with 3 backup linemen. That's the good part out of this whole conversation. And so, man, that's going to affect you. The other side of it, and then I'll give it back to you guys, is that some of this stuff was play calling and recognition of the fronts by Mike McCarthy that hurt us as well in the red zone.
Yes, indeed.
The OC.
It's no emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
Straight business. straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
Okay, I have a question. I got a question right here on that. Just on the whole instance of you just saying that law about Tyron Smith, right? 30 minutes before the game, and he looked mad on the sidelines. I don't know what was going on with that, but let me ask you this: was this some heads in the cloud where we can do this with Tyler Smith right here, or is this saying, Tyler Smith, you're just going to stay at left guard the whole year? Or is this your head in the clouds like, oh, we can just put Chuma out there?
It's on me.
Talk to me
it's
about
on me. It's on me.
Go ahead.
It's a big thing for Boss.
Hold on, I got to hit my button on this.
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring.
Low battery. You still there?
Yeah. You still there, boss? What happened?
Okay.
I thought that was me.
No, it's me over
Okay,
here.
hey.
Y'all
do
scared.
effects and y'all talking through it. Okay.
My bad.
It's all
My
good
bad.
though. I was trying to give an effect to this.
Ooh, man live, women live.
Coach, the West Coast system is very methodical in how you move down the field. You just mentioned just how much you guys are getting to the red zone. The vertical threat is important to, hitting those big plays when those plays are there is important. Is that something that you gentlemen are still working on, trying to establish that the vertical threat of this West Coast offense right now?
Well, the vertical gang, great question. Appreciate your insight. Is the vertical game. Frankly, you got to look at how they played too. So that when they had a cap on it, they're early. There wasn't a lot of 7 steps. I think we took one 7-step drop, and that was by design. And that might have been maybe a slight overreaction from me. Based off of having the 3 new starters up front. So.
So
Basically.
I'm being honest, y'all. That's why I said it's on me. I got it, bro. I feel good about this answer. We panicking, bro. I'm being all the way honest. I think Mike McCarthy got you ever play dominoes and you get like big 4, big 5, big 6, and big 3? You like,
Hey, man. Got all the doubles, man. Throw that hand back in.
All the doubles. Man,
Yeah.
you got told at the very last minute. Hey, Tyron Smith ain't playing. So the dude that was playing some good left guard, now he finna be your left tackle. Because all week, Tyler Smith been getting left guard reps. So what should I do with this playbook? Should I risk Dak, right? Should I put Dak in situations to where he got a left tackle blocking for him with a whole bunch of 5 and 7-step drops? No. I have to limit my playbook to protect my quarterback, which he did.
See Tyler Smith block
Yeah,
that
So
man.
then rewind that one more time.
Oh my
The OC
God.
got a film session coming out. I ain't spoil it.
Oh
bro. I
my
ain't gonna spoil it.
God.
But yeah, Tyler Smith did blow.
You
his
showing
field
a lot of it.
Damn.
listen, but no, it's the context of you talking through this, though. You talk, listen. So let's
Got
go and tell everybody. The OC
One
got
more
a film
time. Show me
session
one
coming
more
out.
time, man. One more time.
Y'all want to say it
God.
one more time? Yeah.
Yes,
One
I
more
gotta see
time.
that.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's a great play. It's a great play. It's a great play.
Bam.
It's a great play, man. He knocked the Duke out of this boy. He knocked the Duke out of him.
So listen,
Hey, we might have lost, but he lost that.
Boom!
cheap plug. And I told y'all, I said Tyler Smith gonna hit him a highlight. He gonna get one every game too.
Oh my God.
But look, he wanted some. He challenged
Right.
Tyler Smith. He could have tried
Look
to
how he
avoid
running.
that block. He came
Right.
head up. He came head up like he a grown man. He like, forget you, I'll bar you.
Let me.
wanted
You
that
can't
work.
run it after he hit him. You can't run after he hit him.
See,
You can't run after he hit him, y'all.
You know it's some good film when it's still your whole point. Like when listen,
It's still the whole point, dog. We just had to see
He
that.
just killed it. And everybody stopped and said, "Wait,
Wait.
wait." Yeah, one more
Let
time.
me see that one more time.
Boom.
Hey, he trying to get up fast.
He
trying to get up fast.
He about to talk to him.
Stupid, man. I tell you that.
Your ass on the
Get up
ground.
fast.
Look at him. He about to tell him. You see what I just did to you,
Let
right?
me get back to my point, bro. Let me get back to my point. So, and like, who can't understand you stripping down your playbook, especially when you look at what would have happened to Dak if he would have been doing a bunch of 7 steps. Let's just keep it real, bro. Look at this play. Yeah, no, not this play. Look, there, here it is. Look at this play, not that play. This play. So y'all telling me Dak could have been doing 7? Everybody, for the people like, we should be throwing vertical more. We should be throwing vertical more. So that also means that the quarterback feet has to marry vertical concepts, right? So what would happen if he was doing a bunch of vertical concepts just to stay stubborn in his original offense? What would happen right here if he was on a 7-step drop? Just let me know. Let me know.
Hey, it would have literally been this right here, bro. Let me tell you what it would have been. We got breaking news.
Breaking news.
Cooper Rush is now inserted into the game. And then if they kept on doing it again, we got another breaking news. The emergency quarterback, Trey Lance, is now inserted into the game. Ain't no way, bro. Come on, man. Y'all saw how Chuma was.
But boss, I gotta push back, man. I gotta push back a little bit, all right? I gotta push back on you. So look, go with what you know and stay with what's working.
You crazy.
So you don't have whoa, listen. Go
okay, I need to hear you out first. Let me hear you out. Woo, I'm ready to fight. Go. I want to hear you. What happened to those?
So here's the deal. Okay.
All right.
We know that Tyler Smith, as a rookie, started every game at the left tackle position without any practice.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he gave up 6 sacks. He played at almost low level his rookie year. We also know that Chuma played pretty well the first 2 weeks of this season. So why force the narrative Tyler Smith to go back to left guard when you could easily insert him, sure up the protection for Dak Prescott with him at left tackle, leave Chuma where he already had some success and where he's comfortable because you know he doesn't have range. And he was exposed in this game because he doesn't have quick feet. He's stiff on the lower half. He doesn't have range. Yeah. So he can't operate out there by himself, man. So that's the stubborn mistake I believe that the coaching staff made that needs to be corrected.
I ain't gonna call
How
it
is it not
stubborn.
stubborn?
Unwise.
Unwise.
It's unwise.
Hear me out.
I got downs, man. Y'all go ahead. I got downs.
Cause see, the OC, he said, cause see, listen, y'all, this is what we doing right now. We acting like Mike McCarthy wasn't managing an emergency situation, dog. This ain't like no easy decision. Like, if you say and you really believe what prepares my team is when I know that I had a guy practice all week, and now at the very last second, I gotta say, scrap what I've always done. Let's just go what's been working. I can kind of see where you could overthink this. I can, like, because of the last minute emergency effect of this. Can nobody understand that?
Boss, I can't feel that. I can't feel that, boss. You know why I can't feel that? I gotta fight you on that. Because
I got you back.
I said this yesterday. And when it happened, the first thing when I seen Chuma out there on the outside and Tyler Smith on the inside in that game, I'm like, why in the hell are they doing that? Your guy was a tackle all last year. He was a tackle this year in camp, wasn't he? Wasn't he playing left tackle in camp too?
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, Tyler Smith is good. Tyron Smith is good. We're going to slide him back in. Because remember when we had Hill on there, they kept him at tackle until they felt Tyron Smith was good, and then they moved him at guard. So there shouldn't have been no fear of us being able to kick out Tyler Smith at left tackle. And to OC's point, Chuma was on the inside playing well. And if you don't have good feet, why are you playing tackle? That's the biggest thing that you have to look at that. That's the biggest thing you have to have is your feet.
See, people ain't gonna give Dak no credit for making these type of plays. They ain't gonna say nothing. Hey, Dak, I see somebody
Well,
that say
well,
Dak
well,
ain't
well.
threw a touchdown in 3 games. Listen, why would Dak have to throw touchdowns if we've been blowing people out? Like, why do Dak always got to throw touchdowns? Like, I mean, some of y'all got to think about the questions y'all ask.
That's
Like,
Well,
I
let
just
me
don't
say this. Let me
understand
say
that
this about
overthinking
Mike.
part,
Go ahead,
man.
go ahead, big guy.
that's a good
Go
point,
ahead.
though.
I'm gonna
Big.
finish it right here, and then you go ahead, Law. I just don't understand when you're. I'm not saying you, boss. Not saying I understand you. I just don't understand this thought pattern as a coach when you know Tyler Smith is better than Chuma at the left tackle. Y'all don't know that. Y'all coaches, y'all
It's
see
insane.
that.
It's
Y'all
insane, bro.
Y'all
It's
don't
insane.
know Tyler Smith is better at left tackle than Chuma. He doesn't have the agility. You just heard OC say he's stiffening. You can see it in his game. You can see it in his game. And he was inordinately better at left guard. You can't tell me you can't kick Tyler Smith out at left tackle right now and the team's going to fall off. You can't tell me
No,
that.
they'll be better. And see, all this big game, to your point, look, people just need to listen to the OC. When I give you common sense and good wisdom, listen to the freaking OC, because I've been saying this all offseason. I said, when Tyron Smith goes down, put Tyler Smith at
been
left
with you,
tackle.
OC.
He is the best left tackle on this team. Now,
me and
he's
OC
better than
been saying
Tyron
that.
Smith if Tyron Smith is healthy, man. Why are we making this complicated? Hey, go back to our previous points a couple months ago. Osiris, go ahead and draft Osiris. But if you
And
want
he's
to
turning
use
up with
Chuma,
Buffalo.
fine, use him at
And
guard.
he's turning up with Buffalo.
Use him at guard.
He's turning up with
Use him
Buffalo.
at guard. Put the best left tackle out there, man. Come on. Why are we making this complicated? I'll just make him a guard. I'll just do this. I'll just do that, man. Put the boy at left tackle. Come on.
Hey,
You got the
OC
kid.
right
You got
on
the
this.
kids still in the car. OC.
Right. He right.
You got the kids.
They stepped out to get food. They'll be back. They stepped out. They'll be back in a second. Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me say this.
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
They had a shit sandwich, and that's the only way I can put it out there. And the reason why I say that is because think about this. Chuma Edoga looked good at guard. Why? Because he had Tyron Smith to the left of him. He had Tyler Biadasz to the right of him. What they had to do in an emergency situation, he couldn't put Chuma Edoga back at guard, plus have Brock Hoffman, plus have TJ Bass in the middle. That would have been a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? So what the Cowboys did was they had to spread it out. They had the good player inside, Tyler Smith, who is really good, as we can all see. And then they had Terry Steele to the right, who was really good, but he kind of looked kind of like we wish even in this game.
Not in pass pro, he ain't.
But not in pass pro. So what we are looking at in this particular situation, it was a bad on bad, the OC. And remember what I said, and I know you know it, all 5 of those guys got to be on the same page. It's no way that they thought that Chuma Edoga would have been good with Brock Hoffman. That's what it was. And they said, you know what? I got to at least protect my middle inside somehow. They had reservations on that interior. That's why they kept Tyler Smith.
Go ahead, Lo.
Go ahead, boss. Okay, so
Who
real
was on
quick.
the
So Law, I
Cardinals
thought
front
about that scenario, Law. I thought deep and hard and long about the scenario that you just presented. But what's the higher value? Protecting the blind side of your franchise quarterback, or shoring up versus non-elite, non-Pro Bowl defensive tackles?
Exactly. And fall 2 was out.
Exactly. So Chuma had plenty of run and success versus better defensive tackles earlier in the game versus early this season, versus the Giants and also versus the Jets. He's played better people interior than these guys. So why not leave him at guard where I think he would be just fine, because he doesn't have to move left or right but one step, and he's really good when he comes off the ball and he can just play bully ball. That's really his gift, firing off the ball, playing downhill football straight ahead. That's what he's the best at. So I thought about the scenario, Law, but when I think about it, you're leaving weaknesses when really you're making yourself weak in an area that you really don't even got to make yourself weak, because you're being cute and you're out thinking yourself. That's what this is.
To be fair, let me just say this one point. Boss. To be fair, I know Mike McCarthy did acknowledge and said he panicked a little bit. Yeah. So I'm gonna give him that grace. Because to that point, Chuma Edoga didn't play bad until this last game. But go
You
ahead.
panicked, and you've been a coach for this how many years? 20 years, and you
I gotta
panicking?
jump in.
I'm done.
Let Boss
I'm
get
done,
in
Boss.
there.
I gotta jump in. OC right. He right. And see, and
He
because
is
he right, we also and let me tell you what he right on. Because there's a pattern, and we just got to be honest. There's a pattern that's starting to kind of establish. We got to be honest. Mike McCarthy is starting to show some tendencies of panic, y'all. I'm starting to see it. Like, this is what I mean. So, OC right, because see, when we made the mistake last year of going with Ball at right tackle. You remember that? And then
Yes.
we let him go out there knowing he was just not the better player, regardless of what your
Correct.
rule is during the week. You had to insert who? Peters, who was just the better what? Player.
Player. Yeah.
So, in the heat of the moment, you also had hindsight to the OC's point. You know what I mean? Where you could have pulled back your own memory of Ball and said, well, we in that situation. Let's treat this like this is an emergency injury. Put Tyron Smith at left tackle. Let's keep Chuma, regardless of what they did during the week, at left guard, because at least he got good tape at left guard. And Tyron Smith has made historical last-minute adjustments and made it happen. You right, OC. Now,
Yeah, he right. Yeah,
you right,
I got
OC.
no
Like, you right.
He painted it right.
Yeah, you right. It's one of them things, and then it's another thing. But I still think we panicking on that red zone stuff.
Go ahead. Go ahead, big game.
He said he panicked.
No.
Yeah, he
I'm
said-
I'm talking about we panicking as fans, because see, when I really look at it and I look close, and I'm keeping it real, bro. I'm not lying to nobody. I'm keeping it real. When you really go look, man, that the red zone was more execution than it was play calling. It was execution. Like, for instance,
Yeah, but we just talked about the sandwich though, boss. You know, that sandwich, regardless, it was just terrible. I don't think I
wouldn't
think
say it was
that Dak
terrible.
had to have. I think Dak had the happy feet because of that. And, you know, and then
let me ask you this, boss.
Let
You
me
said
give you the
execution.
specific plays. Let me give you the
boss.
specific plays. The play to Cook, man, that was literally 6 inches off of that being a touchdown. 6 inches. He needed
The fade route. The
Yeah,
fade
the
route.
fade route.
go to that play. You got it up.
I got it.
And I'm gonna let OC look at that offensive line.
I'm gonna give you another play. The play to where CeeDee Lamb start crying for the pass interference. You should have just snatched that off his helmet like Dez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dez would have, man, that's TD if that's Dez, and we all know that. You know? So and then even the one to Gallup, that was a bad ball by Dak. Dak needed to put that about a foot higher. And Gallup is going to do what he always does, snatch it, put 2 toes down, and yank that thing.
And could he step up into that throw? Could he step up inside and do that?
I didn't
Go
look
to
at
the-
I didn't look at
Go
his-
to the film.
play.
Let me look
Let
at
me
the
go- let me
tape.
go
I know
to
you
the
got the
film.
tape.
What's up? We got Tuck in the building. What's up, OG? What's up? We
What's up,
got
Tuck?
we got some content coming
Salute,
up about
Tuck.
Tuck, man. Y'all gonna like it.
So let me ask you this though, boss. Why you pulling that up though?
All right.
Why didn't we see Hunter Lukey down there?
We did.
Why didn't we see Deuce? Why didn't we see those guys down there?
Well, a couple of reasons, and I'm keeping it real with you. I'm being all the way real with you.
Or Rico Dowdle?
I remember. See, this is what I really believe Mike McCarthy was trying to do. I think he's trying to replace Zeke with the perimeters. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to replace Zeke with the perimeter plays, and this is my honest to God opinion. I think this was a final preseason game because I want to let everybody know something because everybody harping on the red zone. But we also got to add into the equation of Mike McCarthy that he's also #1 in the league in 10-play drives. So what that's saying is we good at this part, not even good, great, right? At long drives, methodical drives, even with flags. It's just finishing. And then when you look at how we finished, we was almost there. A lot of times it was bad execution. So if we want to criticize Mike, I would say then maybe you need to get rid of your lower probability plays like throwing, and then sure up your red zone offense with more low risk stuff, right? So, when I look at how close we were, I see the red zone concern as a straight up panic. That's my honest God opinion. Let me pull up the film. No rebuttal on that? I must be good. Ooh.
No,
I mean,
good.
I'm not going to disagree
I was
with
gonna
that,
let you get the
but-
film first. Let you get the film first.
But I want to just say this though. I think maybe they're panicking. I don't feel like I'm panicking in my heart. I just feel like you have options with your backs. And I feel like the backs that you have can give you more options in that red zone and you're not using them. I mean, we saw Hunter Luepke get 2 pass catches and he did very well. He had a 9-yard run. He had a 12-yard catch. Deuce Vaughn has that quickness. Like, you can scheme something up, especially like at the 10-yard line, because there was a couple plays when we were at the 10-yard line, he straight ran Tony Pollard straight up the middle.
Oh yeah, he had time on that throw. Oh yeah, that was a good
6
throw. He
inches,
just out of
man,
bounds.
from a touchdown. 6.
We did score on that one though. We did score a touchdown on that
we
drive.
didn't get 6 off that.
Yeah,
On
we
that
did, because the
drive?
next play he dropped it out to Rico.
Oh, that's
Yeah, he
right.
did.
Rico.
Oh, yeah. So we did get points off of that.
That one wiped
Yeah,
out.
because after that run right there, Rico comes in and gets the touchdown.
You right. We got points off that drive, but we letting the
Boy,
red
laid
zone
out.
drive. We letting it go. We go look at each one of these. These are not all of them, but these are most of them.
No.
Because we.
Hey, yeah, Hunter was averaging about close to 6 yards
Yeah,
per
Hunter
toe.
did his
Why
thing.
aren't we
Hunter did
getting
his
Hunter?
thing.
And it's not like Hunter is slow.
See, that's
This was a
flood.
bad play.
Yeah, that's a
This was
flood
bad.
concept.
Okay, no, go back to this. This is the play I want to see. I wanted to ask all 3 of y'all this because I had a lot of pushback. Can you replay this play for
I'm
me,
doing
please?
it right now.
Okay, I got a lot of pushback on this. Now watch this play. All right, so is this the play?
It's the play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now watch this. Now I'm gonna tell you, keep going. I'm gonna tell you when to freeze it.
And boundary
Now watch
side,
Ferguson. Now he pump fakes right there. Now watch Ferguson. Okay. Freeze it. Can he not do that right there?
too. 93 spooked him.
Risky.
Yeah,
How's
man.
it
Pick
risky?
6 if it don't go over.
No. Hold up.
He
How's it
coming
risky?
ri-
Because
he
both of them
coming
are coming fast. Kaiser is on the outside.
Let me
The
look at it
inside
again. Let me
man
look at it
came.
again.
Well,
Yeah.
right.
Let me
Look.
at it again. He
Freeze.
could have made that.
No,
he could
freeze
have
on
made
the.
that. You right.
He could have made
Hey, they
that
could have
play.
called
That would've been
PI. They could have
athletic
called
as hell,
roughing the.
though.
They could have called roughing the passer too.
They
Go
could
ahead.
have, but he could have made that play.
I think so too, Big. After looking at it
He
twice.
got scared. In my opinion, he got conservative. I've seen quarterbacks too many times make
Yeah.
that play.
Yeah.
Now watch.
Yeah.
Well,
watch.
right here is where you make the throw.
No, hold up.
Well, see,
Right,
the
fuck. When
Yeah, he
he
could've
pumped
made
the first time, he could have made that play.
To which one? To
Ferguson.
87 or
Ferguson
88?
is right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Let me see. If you got,
Ferguson
do you
has
have the
his hands
other
out.
view? The
Hold
end
on,
zone
y'all.
view?
Hey, y'all. I
Show
don't
it
mean to
from the
stop
end
the
zone
debate.
view.
We got an emergency. I got to handle this emergency. I got to handle this. It's something that's going on that we got to handle that's out of control. And if it's out of control over here, it's out of control everywhere. We got 300 people watching, 125 likes. Come on, y'all. You getting
on, man.
amazing analysis today, bro. And this is raw, bro. Like, we ain't prepped for this.
Hey, bro, come on now,
Bro,
dog.
we have not prepped for this,
Come
bro.
on, man.
Dog, this is crazy, bro. Like, see, and this is what some people are going to places and
You want answers?
but you ain't getting it. And then you come to the final
It's an
word.
evil world we live in.
Man, come on, bro. Like, do we gotta beg every week for likes?
You can't handle the truth.
All right, let's go. All right.
He could have made that play, in my opinion.
Shame.
No, I
Especially
agree,
that
Big.
first.
Shame.
When he pumped it the first time, when he made that short pump, Ferguson put his hands out because he thought he was going to throw him the ball.
Yeah.
That's why he put his hands out, because he thought Dak was going to get rid of it. And Dak didn't trust himself, and he got conservative with it. And because it's like he pumped it, and then he tried to throw it again. But Ferguson threw his hands out. Watch, right. Hope right here. Freeze. Right
Yeah.
there.
You right.
Right, that was right there.
Yeah. It would have been an athletic throw, but he can make that throw.
He could have made
it would've
that.
been- yeah.
Ferguson put his hands out ready for the
Cause
catch.
see, that's committing to making an off-balance throw. But man, come
Yeah.
on, bro. This is a modern NFL. Boys do that, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
you ain't gotta have your
off-platform.
feet.
Look at
Yeah,
Pat
bro.
Mahomes.
Exactly.
Pat Mahomes comes to the line of scrimmage.
He ain't look Pat Mahomes, man.
Okay,
It's like,
I know what you mean.
he ain't no Pat
He
Mahomes.
wasn't number 10 yards in
listen,
front of him,
Law,
though. I know what you're saying.
That's the type of play that we played in the backyard.
Yep,
right?
for real.
We played in the backyard and made those type of plays playing in the backyard.
That's the
fellas.
exact same play
Boom,
that Daniel Jones threw the interception to Gilmore.
No,
too.
that was not no interception, Law. That was not no
Gilmore.
interception. He could have made that play.
Daniel Jones, you remember that?
That wasn't no interception, in my opinion. He could have made that play.
All right.
I don't see Dak with that dexterity like that. You know what I'm
that
saying?
would have been a dope play. It
would have been a dope play.
It would have been a dope
Yeah,
play.
because he got too cautious.
Hey, when
I'm
that
sorry,
first
that's
guy
my
that got
opinion.
behind him, I promise you, he didn't know where he was at.
I'm not mad at
Oh,
that.
I think he did. He got cautious because that's why he pumped it. He pumped it because he was looking at it. He was like, no, I ain't going to do it. Yeah, that's what happened, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm not hating on my dog.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
You could have made that play, and you should have, and you got a little scary right there. Like, oh, I don't know if I can do it.
Trey Lance would have made that play.
Look at
I'm
this.
just being messy.
So, Law got 366 people watching and 197 likes.
Come
bro.
on.
Come on, y'all.
I want me some glory hole.
Y'all come on, hit that.
And, yeah, and I can show the slant to CD. My boy Jay Tuck
my
talked
bad.
about the
OC.
slant. Yeah,
Oh, say, did you? I didn't hear your opinion on that. Did you think Dak could have made that play?
So what I think. Sorry, my light went out. So what I think is that on this particular play,
no,
not that
or the first one.
No, the one.
The first one with
right here.
Okay, right
Make
here.
sure you pause it, boss.
So
pause it.
Okay, so run it back. I think that could have made that play, but I think the ideal time to make this throw, if you go back, is actually, and I'm gonna get you to pause. Is actually right here, right now. That's when you make that throw, because you at least get him on the 5-yard line, and maybe if he makes somebody miss and breaks the tackle, maybe he scores or he gets
ain't
close to
making
the goal
nobody
line.
miss, OC.
So I'm saying the ideal time to make that throw was really right out of his play action fake. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Do you have the
play.
other view? Do you have the end zone view the other way, or you don't have the backside?
I just got the backside, bro.
Okay.
Hey, and
I think I got the other
I want
end
to show
zone
this
view.
red zone play too, man, because everybody keep talking about it where the slant was like kind of like a big opportunity. It's not this play. Let me see what this play is.
Yeah, but pay attention to the O line too, DOC, when he do this.
All right. This is
Yeah.
it. Oh, this is
Yeah,
it.
2,000%.
Is this it?
Yeah.
No, this is not it.
Where is that slant?
That was
That's that INT that he had. He had Tony in the flat right there.
Man, he had Tony in the flat.
Oh my God! I thought for sure. I thought he was gonna go there.
I thought he was gonna throw it to him.
I saw it on
Man, I don't know where that play is, bro. I know.
I lost my mind
I
when
got
he
that
went
play
there.
in here somewhere. Shit, I know I got this play. Y'all give me 1 second. But everybody keep talking about this play to CD. I don't want to talk about that.
Cut off field now.
I don't want to talk about that red
out
zone
too
play. Nah.
They went Kelly Moore back. But that's the same play the Niners run.
This is
that
it.
orbital motion.
This is it.
Okay.
All right. So this is the CD Lamb red zone play. I can't listen, y'all, bro. Because I keep hearing people say, man, Mike McCarthy play caller, bro. This was on CD to me, bro. Just keep it real.
Okay.
And maybe, because see what they doing, they trying to isolate CD Lamb, obviously. They trying to isolate it. But this is the worst part about this that I'm going to say. The worst part about this is they playing man coverage and their cornerback is head up to outside leverage. That is an automatic slant, bro. I'm serious. Oh, see, we can hear you. Can you mute?
Yeah, I mean, my kid's getting out, bro. Sorry.
Okay, it's cool. So yeah, that's an automatic slant, bro, and it's a lot of like that.
Oh yeah!
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
And I'm telling you from playing corner. Listen, y'all. I'm telling y'all from playing
Wow.
corner. I'm telling y'all from playing corner. Listen,
Because when his hips
when,
Wow.
when they lined up like that,
Is
'cause
that Dak to change the call?
it could be on Dak to change that call. It could be, bro. Like, listen to me. I'm telling you from playing corner. Whenever you play man coverage, you're supposed to play press, taking away the inside, because that's the easiest throw. And this corner from position was already ready to lose just based on how he lined up, bro. I'm dead serious.
He giving that whole
He's
inside.
giving that slant
Look
away,
at that
bro.
left foot. Oh, look at that left. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
He
his
leaning.
right foot is where CD right foot is, meaning he's outside of CD.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then it's the worst
Damn,
part.
bro.
The slants,
Damn, bro.
the slants
Oh,
was
my
working
God.
all day. That's the worst part. The slants was. See, my thing is where I thought we had analysts, didn't we? What happened to that? What happened to the people that's supposed to be
The analytical people,
analysts?
yes.
What happened? Why ain't somebody say, hey man, say that slant is working? You know what I mean? That slant is working. Like how many times did Gallup eat off the slant or Cooks eat off the slant? Now we in a red zone situation and we say, let's go high percentage throw.
Bro,
I mean low
bro,
percentage throw.
he even on that play, he even got the good matchup for Cooks on the outside and just on field side. Go back to that play.
All right, let's go.
I just saw that and I looked at this play 100 times. Watch Cooks on the outside.
Yeah,
He got the good favorable matchup. Oh boy, get lost. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's six
Wow.
over there too.
That's 6 he
And
got.
that's a mesh concept. So like,
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So is that
listen, y'all?
who's
that's
that
why
on
I say
there?
we panicking because the opportunities are there, bro.
Right, but okay, you saying we panicking, right? But does that got to get better with that right there too?
Yeah. All right, and
So-
this is the best way I can explain it because I play golf. So in golf, you got 4 aspects of the game: putting, chipping, your irons, and your driver. Whenever you start, all of them gonna be trash. But you go work on them and one of them go get good. The first thing that got good with me was my irons. So I start getting on the greens, I start hitting straight, start getting fun. But guess what? When I would get close to the green, guess what sucked? My chipping would suck. So I'm in a good position, I would chip it and it would go over the green again. So I wasted a stroke. So what did I have to do? Go work on your chipping. You see where I'm going? You know? So I spent more time working on my chipping so it can fix my overall game. So then I fixed my chipping. Guess what I had to do? Stop 3-putting. So then I spent more time at practice what? Putting. Right? So now all your game comes together. So when I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys, I'm saying they got their irons down. What's their irons between the 20s? Long drive, 10-play drives. What suck right now? They're chipping. So what they go do? Mike McCarthy said, we go spend more time this week and going forward locking down the red zone. I think it's going to work itself out.
Yeah,
Just being
it's gonna
honest.
work its way out, man.
I believe it as
I
well.
truly believe.
But he
that,
got to
you know.
stop being scary. That's what you can't work out. You can't be scary. You can work that red zone offense out. I totally agree. But what you said, boss, about you getting a little scary though, you can't work that out. Now you need to get that together because I don't like how you got scary against the Cardinals. Now what you
Mike
gonna
McCarthy
do
or
against
Dak?
Mike McCarthy?
I understand it, Big. I'm being honest.
Because
bro. He had 3 linemen now, bro.
I don't care because you said you had. I understand. Okay, no, don't let me say that.
Yeah,
I get that.
for
I
real.
understand that.
Yeah.
You have to be. You have to be smart. You have
Yeah.
to be smart.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
I understand that. But I'm not talking about that part.
Okay.
I'm talking about the part where he was like, "Yeah, I probably should have been throwing more on first. I probably should have threw more on second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
He said that out of his own mouth.
I
I
don't
should have did that.
Hold on, I got the clip right here, bro. Let me play it, and then we'll talk about it because that's a very good point. And then we go address it. Then we go get to some of this other good stuff. There's some good stuff we got coming.
Down close and late, you were, with the behind by 2 scores, you ran a lot.
Yep.
You talk about that. I know the clock
Yeah,
management.
there's a couple calls. Well, yeah, I think clockwise we were fine. But yeah, it was really more of a reaction how they were playing early. Probably more in the high red. So the first and second down runs. Whether the specifics of run pass or not, but I wish I'd have been more aggressive in the passing game there on first and second down.
So this is what I heard from that, Big. he sounded like he was taking what the defense was giving him.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it was more so like a bad judgment than, to me, scared. You know, it was like, okay, y'all giving us that, we go take that, because I feel like we got control of the game. But in hindsight, that was a bad decision. That's how I thought he was saying it.
I can feel that.
Yeah.
I can feel that part of it. I can feel that.
So I think it's
I
gonna work out.
won't fight you on that.
I think it's gonna work out. I really do. And I'm not no like optimistic, goofy dude like that. You know what I mean? I'm looking back at it, and I looked at all that red zone, and I say, man, we almost made a lot of plays. If we would have made 2 or the 3 that we missed, we win that game. For real.
Yeah,
So
and it would have changed
Cooks,
the way they attack too. So yeah,
right.
I agree. Yeah.
Cooks make that play, we win the game. Right? He's 6 years out. Gallup, instead of crying, if he not Gallup, Michael.
I mean CD.
CD. If he go over and get that over his head, we win that game. You see what I'm saying? And we all know Dez made them in his sleep. We all know Romo just needed to throw it in this area code. Dez was not gonna cry. He was not gonna talk about. Dez was catching stuff off his shoulder pads. How many times did we see Dez catch balls like this?
Right.
Yeah.
Off his ear.
He'd have plucked that right off that dude's helmet.
Oh, he would have plucked it off his helmet like, bro, this is what a number 1 does. You know what I
mean? Then threw the X up on him.
And he threw the X up. So when I look at it, and I'm just trying to be fair, I don't want to be a blamey guy. I want to be like talking about what really happened. And I saw that the play calling was good. The execution was bad. Like I felt like Gallup, that was a bad ball by Dak. He didn't throw that high enough. Just being honest. It looked like they go to the lab, work on these things, more high point thing, drills at practice. You know, they go work on that fade. They go work on, and I do agree with you on this though. I would want us to be more creative in the red zone. That's what I want to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got one more subject, man, if y'all cool with that before we get into the Patriots, and we gonna be quick on them Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about something that's real important to me. Y'all listen to this. A couple of things. Hold on. First this.
Robert Griffin III, RG3. He may be Superman, but he's also an idiot. Because he thinks the biggest problem the Cowboys have encountered, no more Zeke. They're not getting those 1.9 yards per carry anymore. He was on Get Up this morning.
Someone tweeted that yesterday. I don't know whether it was Jay Tuck or something. It's not Justin Tuck. But it was like Cowboys red zone problems. And if it's not that individual, I apologize for attributing.
It was that individual.
You know it was Jay Tuck. Come on, man. Come on.
Exactly what it
Man,
was.
dog, come on. That was Jay Tuck, bro. That's Jay Tuck. Let's quit
He don't
playing.
even have Justin in his name like that. You know what I'm saying? It's Jay
But
on
we gotta-
all of his platforms.
But we got to talk about this, and we go talk about something that's very important. Listen.
Your job when you pay a quarterback a lot of money is to protect him, right? So if Dak's reluctant to use his legs in those situations and they don't want to do, really organized quarterback runs out there for him, I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is it felt like 2 or 3 years, everyone at this network and around the world was talking about Zeke being washed.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is the Dallas Cowboys miss Zeke right now. Right, last year he was 17 for 21
Lies.
on 3rd and 4th down conversions, short yardage situations. In the red zone, when you have a hammer like Ezekiel Elliott, it can take a lot of pressure off of the quarterback. That's not the only thing that they miss. These guys have the personnel to go out and get guys open. We're talking about Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. These guys aren't slouches, but what they are missing is a tight end in the red zone. They need that body presence to give them that mismatch. And the only guy out there right now that I feel like they could go get would be to go trade for Kyle Pitts in Atlanta. And I don't know what they're going to have to give up to get him. I don't know what they're going to have to give up to get him, but that would give them that tight end, that Jason Witten type that they're missing right now to create those mismatches in the red zone.
What?
Yeah, that analysis.
Jason
kinda
Witten.
you know.
See,
What?
I'ma
He
take
don't
this
even
in a
make no
totally-
sense.
I'm gonna take this in a totally different angle. Totally different angle. All right. See, to know the background of this is crazy, bro. So, the person who started this whole conversation on Zeke and Pitts is a national conversation. You know who started it?
Tuck. He been all on Pitts.
Yeah, and see, and
Yeah.
it's also people got to read between the lines of what's going on. See, RG3 and Tuck are friends on Twitter. So this is going back to my bigger point of your voice mattering. So a lot of people think that people don't get ideas from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do. I'm gonna tell you that, like, yes, it's a national conversation, and I'm gonna tell you this true, bro. Now, he said you started that Zeke stuff. No, I didn't start that. Tuck did that. That's why. Think about all the people that mentioned Tuck name.
And he got to throw in West Coast too. He's been beating that drum
No. I'm
of that
saying
too.
from a. But see, West Coast ain't on Twitter like that. That's
Yeah,
true.
You see what I'm
that
saying?
was
Like,
yeah.
See, now
Tuck
you
through that.
got to go to Facebook world to go get to it.
Tuck through that Zeke out there, and
He
it went
threw
like
on
wildfire.
Twitter,
He threw it out there like a few days ago.
300,000 views. So did his Pitts idea. 300,000. But he just threw it out there. And this is the sad thing. I'm talking to Tuck today. And Tuck like, bro, I'm finna get out to it. I said, what? It was like, and we started talking about the pros and cons of it, and he was like, I said, and then we started, and he said, yeah, bro, that stuff took off. He said, let me go check. He didn't even know his name was ringing like that. I called him this morning. I said, bro, I just want to let you know they talking about you on the fan, bro. He said, huh? I said, yeah, they talking about you. But this is my point. He just sharing it. We could all do that. This ain't even just about Tuck. This is about your voice matter. That's evidence. When you put in the work and you put your ideas out there and you share the content and you do all the things that grow these ideas that you get in a day. Yes, somebody like RG3, somebody like what's going, man, I can show you article after article after article came out today from what Tuck started. Pitts and that Zeke conversation. And this is the worst part. Yeah. He wasn't even lobbying for Zeke.
Yeah.
If you go really talk to Tuck, he was like, bro, I'm like I always been doing. Obviously, I like Zeke, but it's not like that. I was looking at a power back as an option, and I use Zeke as an example, but it still took off. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of put that out there and get y'all thoughts on that. I'm start with you, OC, and go around.
Yeah, man. I don't know if Kyle Pitts is the answer for the Cowboys at this time. I do think it's a very interesting thought. The Cowboys are not typically going to trade for a first-round draft pick, give up picks and money and things like that. So it's just not in the Cowboys' MO. What I do think is that with the tight ends that you do have, you can creatively use these tight ends at a much higher level and get more out of them than you have. That's what I think. I think that you got Ferguson, you got Hendershot. You can creatively use these guys and target them in the middle of the field and use them on out route screens, things like that to get them going because they have the capability and skill to do so. I think more so you've tried to establish the run and the play action pass so far this season, and we're early in the season. I think now you want to mix both of these guys in and then give the ball to the tight end that is actually playing the best. Right? If Ferguson is tripping out and acting goofy, I mean, give the ball elsewhere, right? You have other tight ends on this roster. You have Shoemaker on this roster, all of that. So you drafted this guy in the second round. Give him some run. Let this be a true tight end competition. That would be my recommendation. You got 3 good tight ends on the roster. Let this be a competition, and let's see who wants to make plays for the team.
Okay. Gave him the womp womp.
Oh, see, said, okay.
I can't believe what I just heard. Wait, I'm a pause.
I'm not moved by that. I'm not moved by that because what I said is common sense.
Wait, it's
common sense,
bro. Let me.
It's common sense.
I'm gonna repeat back what you said, and then we'll talk this through.
Yeah, go ahead. Make sure you repeat it accurately, though. Don't twist it.
Oh, I'm not gonna twist it. You said that you don't think Pitts is the answer over Ferguson and Hendershot. I just want to be clear.
I started off by saying, let me give you context because you're messing up already. I said, based upon how the Cowboys move, it's not realistic for them to make a trade for a first round pick, give money, etc. to make that trade happen.
But they
in light of that,
trades for former first round picks.
They don't typically make trades for first round draft picks, boss, that are early in their career, boss Cowboy, that are playing pretty decently. I'm saying it's not common, boss.
He not. That's the.
But I think it's unlikely.
It's unlikely, sure, but it's a good conversation because right now his stock is plummeting. And you got other weapons over there that's really kind of taking his light. You know what I mean? Just being honest. You got other hot names over there that's pushing him more and more and more down the need totem pole. And he don't fit the style of their offense right now. He looking bust-ish, but he also could be a Mara Cooper-ish if you put him with us. You know what I mean? And I was looking at him as a red zone option. That's why I love the idea. Like for real, like I want the conversation. I do. Like I really, especially if we continue to have red zone issues. Like, and that's one thing to talk about in terms of solution is like Cal Pitts could be that guy that makes it easy instead of you trying to throw it to Brandon Cooks on fade balls.
Well, here's the thing before I kick it to you guys, man. Hey, man, here's the thing, and I'm gonna give this one tidbit, and I'm gonna shut up. Then Law, you got it, and Big, you got it. There are other solutions besides Kyle Pitts already on this team that you could use to correct the red zone problems, right? The flood concepts, running all vertical routes when you're on the 5 or 10 yard line out of a tight bunch formation, that's just not a good play call. You can use crossing routes, you can use picks, you can use drags, and you got plenty of bodies on this team that can catch the football and make plays, okay? Even Turpin in the red zone on a jet sweep or something of that nature. So I'm saying that, yeah, if you can get him, as my man Law Nation would say, if you can have him come over for a cup of coffee, then okay, fine, great. But you got other people on this team that can make plays, and you're not creatively using those people to say that, oh, man, all hell is broken loose, and let's go get Kyle Pitts now. That's all I'm saying.
With you. We got to get into New England unless y'all had something on that. Did y'all have something on that?
Well, what all I'm going to say is that, you know, given the opportunity, and I'm just going to put this out there. The only reason why Zeke and Schultz is not here because of $22 million, right? Schultz wanted 14.5 and Zeke wanted about $8 million. And that's the reason why he's not here. And he wasn't going to be willing to take a pay cut to do all of that, to see Tony Pollard take over that role, even though, you know, I get it. He did say, hey, sitting back, knowing what the greater cost would be is to see Tony Pollard do his thing. But they wasn't going to commit that much money into that spot. Now, as far as a trade option, I do like Kyle Pitts, by the way. I think that he would make this offense even more explosive. And you could just substitute my guy Peyton Hendershot into the back of the line. And then you will have Ferguson, Kyle Pitts, and Schoonmaker. And you can slowly move Schoonmaker into the mix. But there's only one thing that I'm looking for as far as the trade situation and scenario. Is when the Broncos go on their firing sale. I think that they're going to try to release a lot of players if they lose a few more games. And I'm looking at my guy from Roll Tide, Pat Surtain. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have him for the future with Trayvon Diggs, because we know Gilmore is on, you know, he's a long in the tooth guy, right? So I'm looking at that side of it and maybe pick somebody else from the Broncos or whoever else is going to go down that firing sale. But if it is what it is, I think that when there's smoke, there's fire. Shout out to my guy, Jay Tuck. And shout out to the national community and the national media of talking about this. And maybe this could raise the people's eyebrow up for Kyle Pitts if they lose 2 or 3 more games before the trade deadline. And maybe something can shake from there. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So getting into New England real quick, somebody said New England is going to run it down our throat.
He said they're going to try.
Go ahead, Big. You got it, though.
No, they just said they were going to try. You know, we know what Bill Belichick is as a mastermind defensive guy. I think that's what we need to concentrate on. I think we need to really look at how Belichick is going to try to confuse Dak, really attack our offense. I think that's the biggest key to me, is how he really prepares that defense to really go against our offense, because they got Matthew Judon, they got Uche on at the edges, right? And we don't know who's going to be playing and who's not going to be playing. So I think we really need to look at that matchup, Boss, Law, and OC, because I think that's going to be the key matchup in my opinion. That defense against our offense, because obviously everybody's going to be looking at our offense now, right? Everybody's going to be looking at us, how we're going to play really in that red zone. And we know how Bill Belichick really puts together good defensive packages. That's what he does to really confuse the offense, put pressure on the offense. So I think that's the key matchup, in my opinion. And how do we really hold down those edges that'll be coming at us? Because they got those edges right there that can cause pressure, and they don't have a bad defense. You get what I'm saying? The offense might be a little bit challenged, but that defense is not a bad defense at all.
Yeah.
So I think that's the key.
They play New England ball. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good. I just feel like that's the key matchup, in my opinion, how our offense really plays against their defense. But like I said, I think we just got to get more creative. I think OC said it. I just feel like we got to just get a little bit more creative, especially when we get to the near that 20. If you've been calling it aggressive, don't back down from it. We've seen time and time again teams, right, when they stay aggressive regardless of the game, it usually works in their favor. I think, in my opinion, when you stay aggressive, it works in your favor. And I feel like when you start closing it close to the vest, that's when the accidents happen. That's when turnovers happen. That's when penalties happen. I feel like that's when those type of things happen. So I feel like let's come out aggressive this whole way through, and I think that might be the key. Come with a fast-paced offense on them as well. I like to see some, coming to the line of scrimmage quick. Dak gets really good rhythm when we're doing quick plays. And remember, we were talking about in the first two games, Dak was getting the calls like with 20 seconds left, right, where he could get his pre-snap and be able to see what the defense was doing. That's also going to be key. Getting those plays out early so Dak can be able to identify this defense, identify what they're doing, so he can make the proper calls as well.
Oh, yeah, big facts. Belichick going to do Belichick things. He's going to try to make you play left-handed regardless, and when you're right-handed. So this will be a good defensive type of game, but I think that our offense will eventually pull off. I don't think that their offense can do anything in this nature because they got Kendrick Bourne and a guy named Keyshawn Butte and Juju Smith-Schuster. Yeah, they're going to try to do those type of things of try to run the ball with Zeke and the other running back, his name slips me. But the thing is, I don't think Matt Jones, what's his name? Matt Jones, right?
Who? Mac Jones? Who?
I don't think that he can run on the edge with those RPOs. So I truly foresee that this defense is looking to crack him, you know what I'm saying, to make sure they bust him around and move him around. And keep this in mind, and the Cowboys won 9 straight games at home, and they have yet in the last 2 seasons, I believe, lose back-to-back. So this coaching staff, they're going to be hot. I'm trying not to cuss. So they're going to be hot and ready to get at this quarterback. Stop the run.
Yeah, I think that, at the end of the day, man, the Dallas Cowboys have the superior team and the superior talent if you're looking at them versus the Patriots. Ultimately, I think that Jones, man, he's going to crack underneath the immense amount of pressure that he's going to see versus playing this Dallas defense, as long as we just sure up in our run fits. And we're just solid and consistent in terms of our gap integrity, filling gaps, things like that. We should be good. On the other side of the ball, though, this is what I'm interested to see. All right, I really want to see the chess match, and I want to see Mike McCarthy think his way through a football game. Think his way through a game offensively in terms of his play calls, because one of the best ever, and he's going to face him this week, is Bill Belichick. And Belichick, not only is the prep impeccable for every game, regardless if he wins or loses, his prep is impeccable. But he's great at thinking his way through a football game. And that's what great coaches do. You got to think your way through. So I want to see the adjustments in the chess match. And this is a good battery test for Mike McCarthy. And that's what I'm most interested in seeing in this game.
Very good commentary on that, OC. I'm concerned about this game. Being all the way honest, I'm concerned about this game, especially coming out to Arizona. Because, see, Belichick don't mind stealing what works. He will steal it. He will come right back. Yeah. He will steal it. I'm happy we had that game against Arizona, though, before New England. Because, see, if we didn't lose against Arizona, we was going to lose against New England if we didn't make those changes. So the loss on Arizona should have us tighten up. But I am concerned just a little bit. This gonna probably be our real dog fight to me. This gonna be our real dog fight. I'm not sleeping on these guys at all. I think Belichick know to run the ball to protect Jones. I know he know that. He did that against Philly. You know what I mean?
And I think he might try to highlight Zeke just for the sake, just cause.
Yeah. He go play the emotional game. He kind of like Ramsey.
He gonna play that emotional game, dog.
So it's one of them things to where I respect him as a coach, and I think the OC said it best, where we all need to see, because see, this is the thing. This game go test to see, for all the people that say some losses are good, this go show us if that loss was good or not. Because I ain't trying to just say this loss is good just because they lost. The loss is only good if you learn from it. So if you assign, because see, this is the thing, New England ain't gonna commit 10 penalties in the first half. It ain't gonna happen. And if we do that, the game is over. We gonna lose. You can't go into a game and have that many penalties. So we gotta be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde this game. We gotta go from an ugly, undisciplined game overnight to a clean, disciplined team. For real, right now. So this is gonna be a good test, man. I'm not sleeping on New England at all. So y'all heard me say, you know, like, we got Super Bowl talent, but now do we have Super Bowl character? We didn't pass the character test on Arizona. We failed it. You got a chance, though, to make up for it. That's my thoughts on New England, for real, before we get into our final word. So let's get into our final words.
You gonna do these super chats or no?
Oh, let's do the super chats.
Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta set it up over here. I gotta set mine up first. So
let me get mine out first, because it's only a few of them. Y'all can get y'all's out.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Let's get it.
I want to give out a shout out to my dog Marvin Hargrove. That's my dog. $5
Marvin.
He said, "What up, big law and boss? Sorry for the distance. I think he lost his mother, so you know, prayers for that. That's my guy.
Yeah,
that's all of us. He's a great person. And you know, with us and great supporter. So prayers for you, Marvin, for sure." CD gave a $4.99 holla. He said DQ has gotten obsessed with playing his safeties at linebacker. We simply need to stop scheming and be so cute.
Good point.
Eternal Dynasty, $4.99 holla. Real question is, why are our run stopping rookie not in the game against a running team?
To be honest, the mother dude's playing better right now.
Yeah.
Gallimore's playing better?
Osa playing better, and Hankins.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on it. That's, you know, and Mozzie got to catch up to them. And I want him fresh when he do it. So I'm cool with how they, because if you peep game, that's a good question. They ramping up all them young players slow. And I'm not mad at that. They preparing them for deep waters. You know what I'm saying? They ramping up Toba slow. You see them Hunter ramping him up slow. Tolbert. I can see what they doing. I'm cool with that. Law with the super chats.
Okay, I got Cali Cowboy with the $4.99 super chat. He says Quinn put Dono in because he thought his this was a ramp up game for him. They took the Cardinals lightly and got caught in their tracks.
Yep.
Not political. That's what he was trying to put that in there. Agreed. So yeah. Do y'all agree, disagree with that part?
Absolutely agree.
It's a ramp up game, you know. And then Chris 214 with the $5 super chat. He says, in my opinion, it doesn't make sense to trade for Pitts as a business standpoint because of the high draft capital we have with Schoonmaker. Do y'all agree? Any rebuttals? I agree.
No.
To that degree.
I totally disagree with that.
Okay.
Because now we making football decisions based on when people was drafted. Sometimes you got to quickly figure out that sometimes you got your draft pick wrong. I don't care if we invested a second round pick into him. You don't turn around Kyle Pitts because we might have just over invested. Is there such thing as over investing? So I'm not trying to see this thing through, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and use my common sense and say I'm taking Kyle Pitts over Schoonmaker like a million times.
Well, it's two things can be true, right? It's like what they're asking for him, though. You know, what would you be willing to give up for Kyle Pitts?
That's another question, though. That's a whole nother
it's a layered,
question.
you know.
Yeah, so with that, that's different, you know. So that's a different debate. But just to say Pitt's not worth it because of we spent a second round. Well, shit, we just got him a second rounder and traded for Noah. Nobody blinked eye at that. Like, I'm not trying to protect the player. I'm trying to get the best player in the building to win a championship. And if
Would you do this right here, boss?
Sacrifice.
Michael Gallup for him?
I will be open to it. And that's a good question. I would want to see an obvious uptick in Tolbert before I do that. You see what I'm saying? I would want to know that Tolbert has taken the full place of Michael Gallup, but I definitely would be open for that because then you'll get 3 quality receivers for an upgrade at tight end and a red zone weapon when we need red zone points on a championship year. I would, yes, I would.
What about your other parties over here? Big Game James and the OC.
Yeah, I definitely would look at that. I told y'all. I'm sorry. I told y'all years ago about Michael Gallup. Don't sign him. And this ain't no disrespect to no Michael Gallup.
Yeah.
But that contract they signed to him, and he was already hurt. I just feel like you don't do that with a number 2. You can go out and draft somebody, and you could have replaced that.
Right.
So, and he's already had a big time injury history. And yeah, I'm definitely if you could dangle a Gallup, and we give you a Gallup and maybe somebody else a low pick for Pitts.
Shit.
Lord forgive me. Bye.
Bye.
Praise the Father, please forgive me. All right, the OC, you got any?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, I'm like Bob Parker, man. This too can be yours if the price is right. So it depends on the price. If the price is right, we'll take it. You know what I mean? If the price is right, that's all I'm saying. The price is right, yeah, man. So Gallup, man, Gallup is expendable. All right, he's an expendable piece, man. So yeah, you got to take a look at that. Depends on what else they want, though.
No doubt.
The OC.
There's no emotions, no friends, no loyalty.
Straight business.
Straight business.
Put hashtag straight business in the chat.
Yes, indeed. I got Sanjay Raiput. Let me know if the J is silent for the $4.99 super chat. He says Tyrus Wheat deserved playing time. He is a hybrid linebacker / defensive end, 6'2", 260. He can pass rush plus stop the run. What's y'all input on that? Because that's the one guy
I want to say something
I
first.
didn't look up his film on, y'all. I didn't look up his tape yet. I'm late.
I just want to say this. Sanjay, I know Sanjay a little bit. Are you his agent? Because every time I hear you always talking about Tyus Wheat. I just want to ask, are you his agent? Because every time I hear you say something and you give a super chat, you mention Tyus Wheat. I just want to know, do you know him personally? What is it with you and him? That's all I want to know. Because no, that's not happening.
I'm open to it. That's what I'm gonna say. At this point, I'm looking under all rocks for this linebacker solution. I'm not in a panic at linebacker, but they got my attention.
We haven't seen Tyus Wheat though yet, boss.
No, I agree with you, big dog. I'm just saying
that wouldn't make no sense to me.
But we pulled treasures out of undrafted free agents before.
True.
And a starving man and a begging man can't be a choosing man. You know what I mean? And so it's like with the way.
How about this though? Before I didn't mean to cut you off, boss.
You good?
I didn't mean to cut you off. But the same measurements that he has, Micah Parsons have. How about you stop putting him in the middle as like a 3 and a 0, and you keep him on the outside and moving around? How about you do that and stop being cutesy with him?
I would keep moving Micah Parsons around. I would keep doing that. I think that's the biggest key to our whole defense. I think he causes massive confusion. I think it's hard to account for him. He challenges the whole mental capacity of every offensive line when you move him around like that. Plus, you get to put him on the weakest offensive lineman and just take advantage of the weakness on any offensive line. I want to just give it 3 more games big, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's where I am right now. I could change on that, though. But
it worked against the Jets. Yeah,
it worked great against the Jets. It worked great against the Giants.
But just like y'all said, this is a copycat league. And once they see Arizona do what they did to him, You don't think New England's gonna come with that? They're definitely
To be
coming with
fair, Josh Dobbs, man, he's an alien. No pun intended. At
He's
his
definitely an
facial
alien
features,
with
man.
that head.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to tell you, man, that dude's athletic, gifted, man. He's quick. He's quick. I don't think that they have that on their team.
True.
Is that all your super chats?
Oh, my bad. Let me hurry
Belichick.
up, man. I got Amp Sports with the Z. He says for the $4.99 super chat, he says the LB coach also need to coach up our safety to play the linebackers.
Fact.
And then we're gonna just go ahead and knock this one out. Sanjay with another $1.99 for your mind. He says that Tyrus Reed can play outside linebacker and defensive end. He's a 6'2", 260, 4.6, 40. So hey, keep donating. Donation.
Yeah, I'm open for it. I really am. I'm open to see it. I'm open. I'm not saying it's gonna work, but I'm open. That's it. All right, let me get to mine real quick.
Yeah. Knowledge. Hold on. I got somebody else. It's contagious now. Knowledge 1914. He says, boss, I guess the OC won the debate last week because we just saw Dak scared to take the deep shot. Now, that's something that you and him got going on. I don't even know of the debate, though, by the way. So Knowledge 1914 is shooting that one to you, but he's paying it over here. And I appreciate it.
Yeah, you taking shots behind my back. And it's also wrong as hell because this is the deal. Is that debate literally has nothing to do with what you said, big dog, because Mike McCarthy literally said that he took away the deep passes because of the fear of the offensive line, and he said maybe that was a mistake. So it had nothing to do with Dak not throwing vertical. It was taken out of the playbook itself. He had 1 7-step drop the whole game. And that was by design. So they was conservative on purpose to protect Dak. And what he was saying was, looking at how the offensive line played, even though Chuma was getting killed, he felt like he could have been a little bit more aggressive than what he was, than just totally scrapping the vertical concepts of the West Coast. So that's really not a win or loss thing. That's just the way you didn't actually say in context what happened. So, I still won that debate easily over OC, as I always do. No, the OC, he got me today. No, the OC, you landed a shot today. No, the OC did land a punch today.
You are today. Mark, boss, you are undefeated. You're undefeated. Boss, you're undefeated.
No, I'm not.
No, listen, boss. No, boss, listen. You're undefeated at declaring yourself the winner. Go ahead.
That was smooth.
You're undefeated.
That was smooth. All right, so
you're undefeated.
And we'll get into these final words. So here we go. And actually, I'm not, because I just admitted that you know what I'm saying? So if I was undefeated, I would have admitted it. So anyway.
All right. Good comeback, man. Good comeback.
Of course, it's the truth. So then Gary with the super chat, and he just showing love. He just threw down 2 bones. Appreciate it. Then James said, how do contract considerations affect physicality? Good question, and I guess he's talking about LVE. Exactly, bro. It's like, I don't care about, your contract. You need to be physical, period. I agree with that. Chris said, how can I get the 22? How can I get that all 22 film? It's a couple of ways you can get the all 22 film. The easiest and the free way is the NFL Game Pass. That's when you ain't got to pay nothing for it. It's going to come out, and you can do player breakdowns and specific searches. It's the easiest one to do. If you do it the way we do it, it's hard as hell, because you actually got to watch all the film to pull out all the cuts you want. Now, your eyes going to be better, but you going to have to do some real work for it. He say big. He gets that weighting from LVE. I agree. And then this is the last one. Em said, how you go seize everything when you hold them back? Ooh.
Oh, that's a double entendre right there, man. God,
that was only $1.99 holla.
Dang,
she gave 20 on that one.
Man, you put 20. She put 20 in there. That should be a hundo.
Man, I'm trying to figure out what button to hit with that. Let me see. I think that's it.
Yeah.
That was
man.
the one. Or
perfect.
Yeah, or that one. So, final words. The Dallas Cowboys, you have to learn from Arizona, period. It's not about the loss. It's about what you learn from it. It was a major wake up call to me. It's not being. This is what that game said. It said, number one, being good is not good enough. Being good is not good enough. That game clearly showed that you can be better, but be out of position and lose. So talent with discipline is what's gonna make y'all champions, not just talent. That to me is the lesson from Arizona. Number two, your voice matters. It frustrates me when I see some of y'all say, and some of y'all mean this when y'all say it, boss, you don't matter, or you act like they listen to us. Listen, y'all, if the OC refused to hit that mute, I swear to God, bro. He have no idea how loud that is. Here we go.
I was on mute.
No, you
I was
wasn't.
loving it.
You was not on mute.
Boss. I was loving it.
I just came off mute.
Boss, you said, and when you.
I'm sorry, man. I messed up your point. I messed up your point, man. Go ahead, boss. I'm sorry, man. My bad. Technical difficulty.
I know, bro.
I'm sorry.
Look, I'm trying to get it big. I was trying to get it out. I'm trying to be cool with it. And you see how I didn't talk over it? And when you. Yeah, brother. That OC,
that was
man,
perfect.
I'm telling you, when the camera not on OC be ordering food. He be fussing at the dog. You know what I mean? He be up there having arguments with the kids. Hey, sit down! I be like, hey, OC, we can hear that, bro. Anyway, but like, it frustrates me greatly when we think we don't matter. Because at this point, it's obvious we matter, bro. See, I want y'all to realize that the whole media tour that happened this summer in the offseason started from one of y'all sharing the video I did on Dak's DNA with Brian Broaddus. That's what started the whole thing, you know? And once we booked him, we booked everybody like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't no problem. That's because one person said, I'm gonna share this content and tag Brian. And Brian hit up me and Jay Tucker and was like, I want to talk about it. That's what started the whole thing. So it's just too much evidence to think you don't matter now. And I'm gonna take it a step further and say this. If you're not sharing the content of Law Nation, Big Game James, and the OC and myself, when you believe it and know we telling the truth, you are not doing your part as a fan to help us win a championship. I'm just gonna be all the way honest with you. You are freeloading. You allowing a lot of people to do all the work, and the only thing you giving is just your eye value. Because the eyes are valuable. It's valuable for you to watch. It's way more valuable for you to share and hit that like button to help put ideas out there that's gonna move us closer to 6. Because we didn't just talk about proms today. We also talked about how to fix what we saw today. If that's not worth a share, I don't know what is. And so this is almost like voting. It's a whole lot of people that think my vote don't matter. That's cool. Yes, your one vote don't matter, but when I add your vote up with all of the other votes, yes, now it matters. So it's one of those things to where as a movement, I want us as a final word to do more than just watch content. I'm gonna be honest. I think we need, listen, it's not right for the OC to spend 2 or 3 videos breaking down the red zone today, and Law to spend 4 hours today breaking up 3 films today, and Big to spend 30 minutes on a rant about how we can be better. And the only thing we asking some of y'all to do is to hit a like and then take another 2 seconds to hit share, and that's your job for the day, to help a movement. So that's my final word is I want to challenge everybody to learn from Jay Tuck, who basically just posted his thoughts and walked away, came back, and it was the national media on 2 of his points. He's been named by the Fan. He's been named by RG3. He was named this week by Jesse Holly, just all this week. But it was because he believes in his ideas and his thoughts, and he shares it. And we share it. And I share his thoughts as I share y'all thoughts when y'all making sense. So what I want to do is challenge everybody to not just share, but talk more. Put your thoughts out there more. Put your ideas out there more. Call in more to J Tuck, to Big Game James, to Law Nation, to the OC. Call in. Put your thoughts out there. If we open up the call line and you feel like we not telling the truth, call in and debate us. Be a man about it. Be a woman about it. Don't be scared. Don't be over here, I'm mad at boss because he said something 3 months ago, so I don't call in no more. Well, then you took your voice and you flushed it, at least on this channel. So anyway, I just wanted to say, man, your voice matter. And I just want us to do more because I know we matter. I want you to know we matter. That's my final word.
Good stuff, man. That's real. Our work. We definitely matter because there'll be a whole bunch of people ghost watching. Let me tell you how much we matter.
Yes.
Because there are a whole bunch of you ghost face killers be in these chats. Okay.
Oh, and don't say a word.
Don't say a word. Just be sitting there and we see exactly what we say in newspaper articles.
Yep.
and write-ups and all that stuff. So yeah, they definitely watching. Our voice definitely matters. And Boss has been the forefront in that, and I really appreciate you, Boss, because you've been the forefront. Your title says your voice matters, right?
Yes, sir.
So I really love that because it's really true, and it to me it inspires people. So when you say that, Boss, it really I think it inspires a lot of people to get out of their shell. Yeah. So I think you need to continue to do that. Because the more you continue to do that, it gives people confidence to speak how they feel. Because some people might be scared, Boss. Some people might be scared to come out on Twitter because they like, well, maybe they'll make fun of me because I said this. You know, you feel me? Some people get nervous and don't want to say it because they might get criticized on Twitter and people be talking about them. So by you saying this gives them confidence and gives them more feeling of I can do this. So you keep on doing that, Boss, because I think that brings people out of their shells and gives them the confidence to believe that their voice really does matter. Right. So keep pushing that more than anything else. And just my my quick final thoughts on the game is, as I said, I think I feel like the defense will be better because as Law said, we're dealing with a Mac Jones. We're not dealing with a running quarterback, so I think it'll be better for us in that opinion. But I really think this game is going to come to Mike McCarthy against Bill Belichick on the offense and defensive side of the ball. Yep. That's where it's going to come down to. Yep. And that's the game within the game. And to your point, Boss, I want to see if Mike, you step up.
Yep.
You just had this smackdown on this game. We just had this discussion today saying, you know what, it wasn't really that bad. And Boss, you said a lot of good things to make me back up a little bit. Like, yeah, you're right. Looking at it another way, it wasn't that bad. But this game right here, you can't have 2 ones. You can't have 2 bad ones.
You can't have 2, bro.
You can't have 2 bad ones.
Agreed.
Because now people gonna be like, that's a trend.
Yes,
okay.
A trend.
So you got to. This is a huge game, like you said, Boss. I'm in agreement with a lot of things you said on your final word. But this is a huge game because that Cardinals game could be a blip. The second game, that can't be no anomaly. So Cowboys got to get together. They got to handle their business. And Mike McCarthy, you got to take care of it and show everybody that game was just one of them messed up games and we're going to move forward. So that's my final word. Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
Big Game James.
Game changer.
Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
All right, guys. So listen, this is a game that the Cowboys can lose. I want everybody to know that. So I'm going to go on record now and say that if the Cowboys show up flat and they're not prepared, they can lose this game. Yep. The good part is that we don't have an athletic quarterback that we're playing against. The bad part is that we got a master defensive guy that we're facing. This is going to be the first battery test for Mike McCarthy, the true battery test to show that he's the man and he's the biggest dog offensively in terms of concept and getting his team prepared to execute. Expect for Ezekiel Elliott to get a lot of carries in this game to try to begin to impose his will on this Dallas defense. I think the Cowboys, if we're ready, we should win this game late. I do not think this is a runaway blowout victory for the Cowboys. I think it's going to be some battles in this game, and it's a good test for the Cowboys. It'll be interesting to see. We got to make the adjustments. We got to clean up the nonsense, and I think we'll be in good shape. That's my final word.
Perfect final word.
No doubt, you got to clean up the nonsense. And the guy that's in the forefront of all of this on the defensive side of the coin is Micah Parsons. He got him a show on Bleacher Report. He's spitting his mouth out on certain things. He's giving validations and credence to other players, which is new to the Cowboys community, of him speaking glowingly of other players during the season. And that's okay. Everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. So now we got to face the Patriots, and we looking for the results. We had a sloppy game against the Cards, and hey, at this point, people are still looking at the offense juxtaposed to the defense, right? So this should be a game that the defense remind everyone that, hey, we are the best defense in the National Football League. We slipped, but we didn't fall. So that should be the battle cry. And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, I need to see a good outlook for this offense. We would know tomorrow, and then we'll know the next few days of how this offensive line will look. If it's anybody that can make you play left-handed, would be Bill Belichick. So this offense, get ready, man. Tyron Smith, man, come on, man. We need to have you full engaged with your mind to be out there. Hey, Zach Martin, I heard he had an ankle. Was it an ankle situation? Everybody know, man, you wrap that up, put some spats on that thing and get out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look, you got that money, you 99, all Madden, whatever the score that is. Hey, you get out there, bro. We don't need to see TJ Bass, who did a good job, a serviceable job, by the way. But I need to see Zach Martin out there and Terrence Steele. We need to impose our will out there, and we need to get these things going. Now, political football, we don't need that. I know that Tyler Biadasz is in a contract year. So don't y'all play that wee-woo stuff with us and think we're not going to catch wind. If Tyler Biadasz is healthy, then you play him. Don't hurt the man by sitting him out and getting these quality reps for Brack Hoffman or whatever his name is. So let's not do that game. Let's play some real football this weekend. And Dak Prescott, you know, regardless of the situation and scenario, you are playing for a contract extension. You got two guys just behind you that a third of some of the foolish part of the Cowboy Nation think that they are better than you. You know what I'm saying? So get out there, make things happen, go win this game, and put up a well-complete game. I don't want to see us 1 for 5 in the red zone. I don't know how we going to get in there, but get y'all butts inside the red zone, money zone, and green zone and score a touchdown. And yes, everybody, all voices do matter. All voices do matter for the people. And I'm going to drive home with this, but there are a selective few to think that when things go bad and things go wrong, that either we are hyping up players or we trying to get in front of things and not talk bad about players. No, that's not the case nor the scenario. We do know that our voice matter, but at times to Jerry Jones and company, because the 4-letter, the 3-letter, as well as the local media can hear us and they know we move a certain way. They pick ideas from us. They write articles based off of what we say. But sometimes when we spit something at Jerry Jones, it's like a bug hitting the windshield. He hear it and he just keep driving. And then we spit something else and it hits the windshield. And it hits the windshield and it hits the windshield until it gets smeary, until it get muddy. And then he have to stop his vehicle and get out and wipe it off. And that's what Jerry Jones been doing. Yes, he can hear us, but we need to have a loud enough voice, and it's through y'all, that we shatter that windshield. Right. And he fool around and pay attention and bring in Jimmy Johnson and insert him into the Ring of Honor.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we've been banging on that drum of letting people know, hey, put Jimmy in the Ring of Honor, Jerry. You know you hear us. Yep. So let's go ahead and do that. Because I truly believe our voice do matter. He just refuses to take control and understand what we were saying with that part of it. But that's all my thoughts on that part of it. Big Game James and the OC and Boss Cowboy Sports.
3, 2, 1, drop it.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Those grills drop it hard.
Let's go.
It's time to
Let's go, man. That was the final word, man. You already know.
Let's go, man. Let's go. I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something. I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal.
Oh, you was saying something, bro?
Lately, I just
Who,
wanna
me?
run it
I
up.
thought you just said something.
Oh, no, I pressed that let's go button. You know? Oh, yeah.
We about that life.
Y'all make sure y'all hit that like, man, on everybody's channel. Appreciate everybody, man. It was the final word, man. Much love.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still say don't roll my change. Take some losses when I
He can leave before the benediction. There you go. We love said that.
I know, man, boy, trying to leave before the benediction. You got to get the whole thing, the whole effect. You got to get everything, man. You got to watch me click all these buttons and Law got to hit all the sound effects, man. Let's go.
Yes, indeed. He putting $2 in the collection plate. We love knowing that, you know.
Let's go, man. Don't lose heart, Cowboy Nation, man. We got a bump in the road, but we okay. We okay. No panicking over here. DC Foil, let's go.
Hey, Eastside Harold finally happy, man.
Oh, he's back. Oh, you know
Hey,
he's back.
back.
Oh, welcome back, Eastside. Welcome back.